can't handle none of this. I want to hurt myself. Lost some of them big nights. Just a touch of your skin, creeping in the background, blowing on the wind. I'll sleep until morning through a crack inside. I am going nowhere. I am far away. Angels and his demons, many souls to save. So it's safer in the shadows, where fewer eyes can see. Wish I could get away from here, someplace out of reach.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back in Pillars of the Earth. We're in book 3.
Book 3.
You know, I'm not sure if it's Ken Follett or somebody at Daedalic. That's the developer, I think. But I think there's some confusion here about what the Eye of the Storm is
Mm.
between this visual and this title. Uh, these don't. That's not what this looks like.
We're not at the eye yet.
When it says Eye of the Storm and it's given us an image, I think it's fair to assume that this should be depicting the Eye of the Storm.
No, it's depicting like the build up.
Also, the Eye of the Storm is the middle,
Mm.
but
We're getting there.
we're at the end. We're past the middle.
No, we're in the eye of the storm.
Things haven't been that peaceful. I guess they're
Yet.
kind of peaceful right
We're
now.
getting towards there. We're gonna get to the eye in the middle. You know.
Oh God, I forgot what was
Oh,
happening. Oh my God. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Strange animals.
Uh-huh.
Camel. What does the Bible say about camels?
There is much to contemplate, but not now.
Yeah, he's not interested. Philip's
I thought you
done
might
with
have
the
like a good
Bible.
physical description of a camel in
Philip's
there.
done with Bibles.
Can we like sneak in the back?
I think yes, actually we can. But I guess we should do a recap briefly.
Oh yeah, okay. We were Earl's daughter turned sheep merchant girl. We married Alfred. But we were very sad about it, and also we were pregnant with Jack's baby the whole time. So we broke up with Albert and went to France to find Jack. And then when we came back, Arthur was still the master builder. And now we're Philip again. And
Well, he's not the master builder here.
is he not the master? I thought he was the master builder here. Or did we stop building?
Yeah, they stopped building because the roof collapsed because he built a stone roof.
He was the
less
master
time.
builder, and then he built the harder, heavier thing with less time. Yeah.
So now he's the master builder for Wayland.
Oh, good. I hope he breaks some buildings for Wayland as well.
I hope so. I don't know how he got that job with his resume, but
He doesn't have like the basic competencies that you need.
I mean, he seems like he knows what to do. He's just like...
He doesn't though. He put a stone roof on top that broke it.
Well, I think that's arrogance. Like, he knows you're not supposed to. He was just like, I can make it work. I'm good.
I just feel like if you build a building that doesn't stand up, then you didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a bad builder. I just think the problem is not his, like, basic skills. It seems like he has the knowledge.
I think overruling your bad ideas with logic is a basic skill that's required.
I mean, that's fair, you know.
I think the
That's
ability
fair.
to recognize that the idea that you want to do is a bad one is one of the basic skills of the job.
So we also had this whole thing, because I was thinking about this a lot after the stream yesterday. I had, like, throughout the day, because it was kind of bothering me, about the whole adventure we get with Jack. Well, we don't really get it. We see just a couple of bits of it, where he goes to Spain and ends up working for this, like, Muslim, rich guy? Unclear what he does as an actual, like,
Merchant?
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be a lord necessarily, but he's clearly wealthy.
He's like a trader or something. I think the implication was that he like goes around finding things and selling
Yeah,
them.
he's got weird little like devices that he's collected. So yeah, I think that might make sense. And like that is the first time in Jack's life where he has been surrounded by people who accept him for who he is and celebrate him for who he is, like his intelligence and his ideas, and like, you know and kind of like give him room to be himself and let him have his his problems. And of course he gets engaged to this guy's daughter, and then he gives it all up because he's still in love with Aliana. And
People make bad decisions over exes.
right, absolutely. It was just what struck me was, so one, that this was like, this is our only interaction that I'm guessing we're gonna get in this game outside of Christendom. And basically the only like non-white people in the game. And it's this very brief little bit that we only get up. And two, it's like, it was weird structurally thinking back on it, because like Jack, especially in book 1, is presented as, even though we're jumping around characters, Jack is the main character. Because like in book 1, even when we're seeing like what Philip's doing or what Tom's doing, we are getting narration from adult Jack, like looking back on these events, even though Jack's a kid at that point. And he is
it's presented as like Jack retelling the story.
Yeah, it's like this is his, like, yeah, he's telling this story, and just like we're jumping around to different people.
They're relevant to what he's talking
and then at the end of that book 2, that whole or the beginning of book 3, I think, I'm trying to remember when that the divide actually happens. But all the stuff with Aliana,
like when he turns into an adult,
when he leaves, like, because we get a bunch of him as an adult stuff, but like when he leaves Kingsbridge, after Aliana gets married, or decides she's gonna get married, and then we just spend all this time with Aliana, who, like, I mean, there's no viewpoint parts from Aliana until book 2. Like, the beginning of book 2 is her as a kid making her escape, right? And then we time jump to when they're all adults. So she is like, and like I think it's great. Like, I think we get a lot of good characterization from her, but it feels really weird to just shift, like, at the end of that book and into book 3, fully into her position, where Jack goes on this incredibly important journey for him. Like, he has this whole, like, like, this is, like, one of the most important years in his life, as he's going around, and his whole, like, that whole situation that he has in Spain is, like...
Do you think that...
And we don't get it. Like, we don't see...
Do you think that maybe the author of the book had an idea of what was going on in England at this era, and had much less of an idea about what's going on in Europe, and didn't want to spend the time researching it too much?
I don't know. I mean, I think this seems like a thing where the guy would just do enormous amounts of research regardless. It just seems like...
But maybe you don't wanna.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to spend all that time researching a lot of.
Well, I also don't know if it's like that in the novel, or if it's a decision made for the game about where to...
Yeah, I'm saying, like, maybe the author just didn't want to do that, and that's why it's not in the game,
right?
Because maybe it just wasn't in the novel.
And structurally, I think the reason it's there is, like, or at least in the game, the reason it works that way is because we're playing as Aliana. Aliana can't know where Jack is. So you can't do that story beforehand and have Aliana's story work. But also,
we've had
couldn't
stuff in the
really
game where
go back.
We've had stuff in the game where we're playing a character that doesn't know something that we do know.
Yeah, but the whole point of that section is, like, you're like, where do you go to look for Jack? And it's like, if you know where he is, then none of this matters, right?
Yeah.
Like, you would have to structure it completely differently.
Yeah, I mean, but you could I feel like it would still feel very much like the part where you're choosing where to go isn't like really
No.
the interesting part of that journey, I don't think. And you could quite easily do the same thing where you're just doing how all the other journeys have worked mostly, where it's just like you've got a
Right.
direction to go. Here's
Yeah.
where you're going next on your journey.
Yeah, it
Be like,
just
and then
it
I
is
decided
this.
to go here.
I feel like this back half of book 2 and into book 3 has just had this kind of somewhat frustrating, because we had the same thing that we talked about a lot last time about we don't see the scene where Jack agrees to become a monk.
Yeah.
And that's like a vital character thing about like why does he actually go along with this? You know,
Yeah,
what is the pressure?
He's become a side character.
Yeah, and it's like, so again, I feel like these are really vital character scenes to what was presented as the main character of the story, and we are not getting insight into what his decision make. It's like, I get,
I think it's very funny to change who the main character is halfway through.
It's so weird, because like, it more so the monk thing I think is more mystifying. Like, I totally, it's like, I understand what happens in Spain. Like, I get it. It's like, yeah, people get hung up on their exes. But I think it's really important I think it would be really important to spend time with him to really see what he is giving up. Like, to like really spend time with that and let us understand how much he has, because like I said, it is literally the one time in his life when everyone around him has supported him and been like, you're cool, Jack.
It's just a lack of imagination that things might be better in not England.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's like, it is that's the other thing, right? Is
like,
that the reason
that bit's not interesting,
right?
That's
The other
why would you care about that?
The other structural problem with showing that stuff, there's the structural problem of Aliano's stuff would kind of drain tension out of it, which you could work around, like you said. The other problem is Aliana Jack is endgame. Right? And it's like, this is supposed to be a like the happy moment when they finally get back together is the big, like, yes, the OTP! And it's like, actually, if we spent time with those people in Spain, it should be a tragedy that Jack can't get over it and can't leave Aliana behind, because this is a much better life for him. Like,
yeah.
He should stay there, and I get that he can't, but that is bad for him. That is a character problem.
Happening at the point I've got to in the Rise of Phoenixes, where there's like the classic love triangle thing going on, and one character has married another character that she's not in love with, but who is like very kind to her and all this sort of thing, and she's like moping around after the other guy. And I'm like, well, obviously she's gonna end up with the guy she's in love with, because that's how TV works.
Yeah.
But, it would be so much better for her if she could get over him.
Right.
And, work things out with the guy she's actually married to. Because, it's a much better situation. Everyone isn't trying to murder her. The guy she's married to has, consistently sort of prioritized doing things to look after her, and knows that she's in love with the other guy, and is like, I'm gonna give you time to get over it, and it'll be fine, and all this sort of thing. And instead she wants to, she's like, oh, but maybe I should run away because I'm in love with this guy, and whatever. And it's like, obviously something's gonna happen where they're gonna end up together, but what if she just got over him and had a chill time with this nice man?
Yeah. And the thing about Jack in that God, I don't remember what her name is, but I think it actually also starts with an A, but yeah, it's something like that. Is it's not like Jack's like, oh, I guess I'm comfortable here, and these people like me, I guess I could do this. He seems to really like her. They get along really well in the one scene, or the two scenes that we see them together. They seem like they're.
It's the classic, just thing that seems to happen in all media, where once someone is established as being in love with someone else,
right,
that doesn't change.
Yeah, it's just fucking high school sweetheart shit.
In fiction, that once a character has been established to be in love with another character, that's it.
Yeah. It's very
Like,
frustrating because that's not how life works.
Yeah, it's
And the
not
people
how it
who
works.
dedicate themselves to that have shitty lives, like generally speaking. Like those are the people who end up in shitty marriages.
Yeah, some
Like,
people find someone very young and stay
yeah,
together forever,
it
and
does
it works out.
happen.
It does happen, but it's not the normal thing to happen.
And especially
And
people
it's
who
so
obsess over it
It's
and
so
like
ubiquitous in
end
fiction
other
that it's
relationships
wild.
because they're
Yeah.
like, no, I gotta, it's not the first one. That's the real one. And it's like, no, you didn't know what the fuck you were doing. Like, you were a child.
Yeah, my first and several boyfriends were terrible. Also, if you look at the horse on the left,
Yeah.
go up to its ears. Look at the guy on its ears, and then the guy behind him.
Uh-huh.
Did they forget to color him in?
I think he's just supposed to be very pale. I think
He's so pale.
there's a variety of skin tones.
He is so much paler than everyone else.
He is, but like, look at these guys.
He's-
These foreign monks, they're very pale. But they're not as pale as that
he
guy.
didn't get colored in.
I mean, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think they were like
I know
putting
that
white,
that's not what
like
actually
line art
happened.
in.
But
Yeah.
he looks like a ghost. It
Yeah.
looks like,
You know what? Maybe that's prior James or whatever the fuck he
he's
was.
not old enough to be Prior James.
Well,
It looks like
he
a
is if
ghost has
he's a
come-
ghost.
Ghosts always look like the age they were when they died. Have you never met a ghost? Come on.
Well, I actually I
God, I can't
can't
believe you
say
don't have
that I
ghosts,
haven't.
Matt.
I can't say that I have met a ghost. That's Let's look at these foreign monks.
Tell me the truth. Why
No.
are you here?
We are guardians
Wow.
of the Holy Virgin that
He's
sheds tears.
just
We
going.
were appointed by the Archbishop of
It's like, it took us 24 minutes from starting the stream to actually do.
Look, I wanted to talk about this.
How did that
She speaks without words.
Literally, like last Saturday, I was like lying in bed trying to go to sleep, and I was like, "This is really bothering me." The game has tied me in and then disappointed me.
I've because we've been watching so much of Rise of Phoenixes. We've been watching like 2 or 3 episodes a day every day for the last like 3 weeks. There's 70 episodes of this thing, and I think we've got through nearly all 70 episodes in like 3 weeks.
Octosco's got the right of it.
Those guys look like the younger actor they hired for the prequel.
Sometimes ghosts look like Hayden Christensen.
But I keep like, because the way Rise of Phoenixes works is there'll be some plotting, everything will build up, and everyone's scheming against each other, and then the schemes all unravel, and we sort of go back to the status quo, but there's one less prince.
Whoops, I wasn't trying
Sort
to
of
do that.
we start off with about 10 princes, and every scheme ends up with there being like one less prince. So if we stop watching it when we're like near the crescendo of like the current scheme, I end up lying in bed being like, what's going on with all the scheming? Why did they do this? What's going on with the mysterious perfume case?
The mysterious perfume case. Good.
Also, it's like mostly feels like very grounded historical fiction. It's set in like a fictional empire, but it all feels very like plausible. Except like several episodes in, it becomes apparent that someone has a blood curse, which is real. And definitively is having an effect within the world.
A blood curse.
There's a blood curse. There's just a blood curse. Don't worry about it.
Sometimes someone curses your blood.
Nothing sacred about this.
Also, some wild poisons in that thing. Like
Why doesn't he
people
just fucking open this?
constantly poisoning each other with poisons that do weird things, to the extent that when someone gets killed by poison, they describe it as being poisoned to death, to distinguish from all the other times that he's
my
been
God.
poisoned.
So you're telling me this is a real miracle?
He is
miracle,
someone gets
a
poisoned so often
blessing,
that she's like,
wonder.
she tried to poison us to death.
I mean, that's important distinction.
Did you see the baby peek out?
We set off with the
No, on the
The
cards.
baby peek.
Oh!
and I will tell you again.
Hello,
Miracle.
little boy. What is he doing here? Don't know him.
Somehow seems familiar.
He looks like the only other ginger I've ever met.
To her miracle before it dawned upon me. She wanted to go home. But when
I am Philip. Who are you,
it
young
came
man?
to me in a dream, it was Kingsbridge. You heard me correctly.
Why are you
It was a
hiding?
long journey.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
All the kids in this are very good. They did a very good job with the kids in this, I think.
The Holy Virgin were chosen to take
They're very, like, I think the kids are very well done. Like, the animation and the writing
Yeah.
work well.
Can you feel it? Brothers.
Oh,
and
Philip's going.
sisters,
He just
you
walked over
are
here
about
on his
to
own. He's
witness
just
a
like, I'm gonna
miracle.
call him out.
The Madonna knows how you have suffered. The Virgin Mother had to witness the rise and fall of her Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, and never stopped believing.
Don't
Kingsbridge
stop
has endured many hardships.
believing.
Prior James
Hold on
left
to
you before
that
his time when you needed him
feeling.
the most.
Strangers
Your old cathedral was burned to the ground.
surfing
do you
in
know
the
this?
And your
night.
new one collapsed even before construction was finished.
I mean, it's a, it's
You
a story that's gone around, Philip.
Suffered the ruthless destruction of your market.
I love
homes,
this
and
guy's
lives.
storytelling pose with the hands out.
All of
It looks
you
like he's gonna
have
pounce.
lost husbands,
Sucking
wives,
All
eyebrows.
of you have lost husbands.
family and friends. All of you know how it is to be
Ooh.
hungry.
Let's follow the masked man.
Jack. Philip.
Rumbled.
But this is
A miracle, isn't it?
Or
something along those lines.
No.
Hey, Philip, this is a miracle. We
thought
did a
it was
miracle,
time to
Philip. Don't
give
worry
Tommy
about
a
it.
home.
the boy.
God, I forgot he was named Tommy.
Well,
Was that a common name
recognise him?
in this time period?
our little Tommy.
Well, he's named after Tom, right?
Tommy.
Tom. Oh, was Tom a common name?
I don't know if it's common at this point. There is a point where Tom becomes super common in England for a while.
I mean, I guess Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas, yeah.
Tom isn't like a. We were talking about shortening names last time as well. I think.
That's true.
I guess Thomas and Tommy aren't like particularly wild shortenings of Tom.
No.
No, wait.
Tom
pretend
and
I got
Tommy.
those-
Yeah.
pretend I got those the right way.
Yeah. Yeah,
What is all this?
I think at least it's an established name, because it's a, yeah.
Yeah, Thomas is a. I feel like Tom felt very modern to me, and then I remembered the name Thomas is like in
Yeah.
the Bible, probably.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, I assume he's named after Tom Builder.
That makes sense. Tommy feels like a World War era.
Here with
Well,
name
yes,
to me.
absolutely.
Do you think I wouldn't notice it's all
Tommy's.
artifice? Your shrine is an old cart with decorations, and
What else would
Reynolds
it
is just
be?
a dubious man speaking nothing but lies.
The camels were a bit much, weren't they?
Should it be a new
With
cart with
Madonna,
decorations?
we were able to collect donations.
Isn't he an actual
for
priest, though?
Priory And for Kingsbridge.
Yeah, he is a priest.
We can start anew. We can rebuild the cathedral.
What?
I'll
Tom
get
has
to be master
ruined
builder.
Jack.
Why?
I've
What?
studied the
What do you
cathedrals,
mean, why?
churches, and houses
You've
built in
met my
France
dad.
and Spain. I saw how different their constructions were, with new shapes, colours, and ideas.
I'm gonna
wish
make it
I'd
look like a
seen if they
fucking
combined
mosque.
Revolting and pointed arches.
Revolting
I want
and
to do
pointed
that.
arches.
That's why.
Why?
I want to
here?
do a pointed arch.
Because
Let me
this
do a
is
pointed
home.
arch. Doubt that the money suffices. Philip doesn't give a shit about lies
The
anymore.
townspeople
He's seeking
probably think
God.
that's enough to build a whole cathedral. But to me, it looks like about £100. You know, that won't even pay for a year's work.
Like all of this, it's a symbol. Enough for a fresh start.
And the Madonna will stay here. Kingsbridge will attract visitors and donations again.
You mean I should be thankful for these lies and tricks?
Yes, correct.
Jack! Aliena, you came back!
We wanted to see you, little sister.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. But look at you! And the little one!
Tommy.
How are the others?
Alfred left Kingsbridge. Richard shows up every now and then, and Ellen returned to the forest.
We need to visit her.
Father lives with her now.
Oh my god, what?
What's wrong with you?
Tom's just living in the
Moved
woods.
into Ellen's weird forest cave?
Very glad.
That's amazing!
I mean, I guess if he can't work, Ellen's like, I'll provide for us. I know how.
What now?
The miracle!
I'm assuming that in the book Tom dies, and so they're just like having to like shunt him off into weird things the whole rest
Yeah.
of
They're shining!
She cannot hold her tears any longer.
She is made of wood. It's impossible.
Hey, Elvac.
it. Hi.
You've only missed about 8 minutes of us actually
Why are
playing
you
the
weeping?
game.
She is mute ever since her husband died.
The Madonna has suffered as I have. She understands.
Philip's gonna be like, oh no, people like this.
Well, she
No,
didn't
I'll feel
lose her
bad if I say it's a
husband.
lie.
It seems through her faith in all of your lies, Mary has found a miracle.
The miracle of lying.
We can't keep trying to repair Kingsbridge by ourselves. Things are not improving. We're struggling to keep things as they are.
we can't
Albert did a
afford
really
to hire
shitty
help.
job.
Without farming and fairs, we're back to Prior James's time.
All these past years, my advice was good enough for you.
Remigius, you
But
still
it
suck.
appears you've changed your mind now. Again.
We should get rid of Remigius.
It
Let's
is
push
time we
Remigius into
started
the river.
Doing something to wake up and make Kingsbridge what it used to be. We did before, and we could do it again.
I'm not willing to accept a risk like that.
Well,
Don't
it's a
you
shame you're not the
remember
fucking
what
pride then,
happened
isn't it?
last time? My, how easily we forget.
I remember well.
And still, you put your trust into a group of random
Remigius looks so
strangers
much
to
like
make
a
things
little
better.
rat man.
Well, Remigius, they're not
Philip, why in
strangers.
God's name have you stood by and let this happen? They're
His
tricking
little
us
rat
into
man
giving them
face.
money for false idols,
I mean, we're not giving them money.
They're giving you money, yeah.
so that we'll place this idol in our priory.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you approve of this?
Well.
Miracle. Yeah, it's a miracle and we love it. I love this miracle.
Boy.
People need hope, and these travelers are giving them hope. Yes, it is a deception, but with good intentions.
I love
Mary
lies now.
speaks again. Is that not a true miracle?
Look, we've accepted that God does not work
You really did.
in this world,
And now
so
you
we gotta do
joyfully
it
take
ourselves.
part in their deceptions. I'm warning you. I cannot support a prior who tolerates heresy.
Didn't like the Archbishop of
Your threat
Canterbury or
won't sway.
something be like,
No
this
matter
is
how
Yeah.
a miracle and I'm into it.
Their
Yeah.
return and their gift are a blessing.
Also,
You
we
may
published
well be
heresies.
Philip of Gwynedd. And now,
Remember when we published a book that was like,
Yeah, we published...
like dogma?
Oh yeah, Remigius is leaving!
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah!
Bye.
Bye! Amazing! We get a miracle and Remigius is gone. Best day ever.
I was thinking, and I hope this remains true, is that I appreciate that Remigius is like this asshole dude throughout the
He got
game
so big,
that is
Tommy.
not. He's not like part of the
He's just
alliance
as
on the
shy
other
as your
side
father
that is
was.
I
actually.
feel like that's what he's just off to do.
I hope not, but
Usually,
I appreciate
he's
he's just
always
like
up
the
to
stick in the
something.
mud asshole, but he's not like, you know, because he's not corrupt, so he doesn't want to work with the other people.
Yeah, he's just a jerk.
Yeah.
We are so proud of you. Of both of you.
Is she still here? Your wife, Agnes?
No. Ellen and Martha moved her to Kingsbridge. She got a proper burial this time.
Will you
Yeah,
come
should
back with
cut
us too?
Regis' throat.
Would you want that?
Did they dig up her body?
I need your
Yeah, I
help
guess
with
so.
the cathedral. Philip and I have big plans.
We'll come.
Ellen, we found Jack's family in Cherbourg.
The place he came from wasn't Cherbourg, it was Cherbourg.
There's
What were they like?
barely any difference in the pronunciation. It's very funny.
His grandmother
This is the
said
thing that
Jack
would work
looked
much
just
better
like him,
in
like
writing.
his father.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I see that in a book. That would
does.
work. I forgot about
That
the
was
whole
a-
thing that he was on the
They
ship.
never came for him or asked about him.
They thought he was dead. His ship sunk. He'd always wanted to go to England.
Have you ever heard of the White Ship?
No.
The king's family drowned.
My father was there.
He did it.
He was the only one who survived.
He was the only
Not
one
for
who
long.
survived.
You told me that he was accused of stealing a chalice.
Yes. But I know he was innocent. I heard the story and had to find out what he looked like. He told me his name. I fell in love. I helped him escape.
Oh, I thought she'd helped him escape
But in
because
the
they
end-
were.
Yeah, I thought they were
together
already
before he
together.
was in prison.
That's wild.
Found him.
That's very funny.
I was there.
She like busted him out of
You were there,
prison.
Jack.
He got her pregnant
weren't
and then
born yet.
got recaptured and hung.
He was
Yeah,
like
holy
girls.
shit.
Everyone was quiet.
That's a
People
whirlwind
somehow
romance,
knew
I
He was
guess.
not a thief. But I knew for sure. He told me. He was so
The
afraid.
thief you
He
just,
didn't want
the
to
guy
die.
in prison you just
I
met told
didn't
you
want
he was
him to die.
innocent.
And I prayed.
And she was like, "Yep, sounds legit to me."
Then I heard his voice. Quiet.
Sang sweeter than ever, as if the
I don't like this close up on his mouth. This is upsetting to me.
Yeah, why they won't show his eyes, and I don't understand why.
Because they didn't bother making a different character model and it'd look too similar to Jack if they showed his eyes. Does this guy, like, not have a French accent?
He doesn't, but he is from Normandy.
You said that 3 men were responsible for Father's death.
Who were they?
Father?
The Sheriff of Shiring, Percy Hamley. Prior James of Kingsbridge. And Archdeacon Waileran Bygod.
Well,
Showed
2 of those are
no
dead.
mercy. Neither did I.
Get in there.
I curse you! All of you! He will return to haunt you! One day, you will be judged for what you did. Your houses shall be consumed by fire. Your life shall end in pain and agony. You shall grow old in sadness.
It's very funny that their faces just, like, don't look fussed.
Yeah, they should just like.
They're just... It doesn't look like anyone's even talking to him.
Will return
It's like,
to haunt them.
whatever.
Sure.
People yell. We've been to a lot of executions. People yell at us.
all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't normally yell at the bishop's face that they're gonna curse him because, like, that seems like a good way to get.
Oh my God! Damn it!
The bones of the Saint of Kingsbridge, Adolphus.
I was just saying.
Adolphus already rests safely in this great cathedral of Shiring. Our master builder Alfred
It's such
promised
a,
me
like-
that it will only be a matter of a few years.
Why do we have the Legion of fucking
simplistic-
Doom?
And the
A simplistic view of the
to
world.
support us.
Anyone that the
He
main
has not
character
done
doesn't
so for
like
himself.
is evil
No,
and bad,
the Earl is
including
not a selfish
Alfred.
man. His
I
mother,
mean, Alfred, I
Lady
think, was
Hamley,
like,
is sick.
they had established
More
earlier,
and
you know, the
more
bishop,
I feel
that Waylord was
whole of
trying to build a
England is
cathedral.
suffering
Or he was
from
trying to build a
sickness.
castle, I guess.
The sickness
And then
of
he
war,
couldn't.
poverty,
So, like,
and most
as
of
soon as he gets his money
all,
back, it makes sense.
beliefs. I have
But I feel like
spoken to
Albert
God.
would
I asked him, begged him to walk amongst us,
not
to
want to
heal
go
us.
work for the people that his
But
farmer
God
fucking
told
hates.
me that only when this great cathedral
Does his
is
father
finished
hate them?
will he have a temple to reside
Does his
in.
father hate them? I feel
No
like his
matter
father
the
hates
cost,
them.
This shall be a towering castle to
His-
protect us from
A
evil.
lot of his friends hate them.
Yeah, I mean, Aliana hates him.
With this cathedral,
his wife hated them.
I guess his ex-wife, who he's mad at, hated them.
Yeah.
Waylaran, by God.
Jack? What are
Oh.
you doing
But like,
Oh.
My father died by your hands, Waylaran. His name was Jacques Cherbourg.
How dare you talk to the bishop like that?
He died right here.
I don't know what this is trying to accomplish.
I know that man. He's that bastard from Kingsbridge.
That man is my husband.
You?
All of you, listen to what we have to say. From now on, Kingsbridge is protected.
By our knights, by our walls, and by the word of the king.
So whatever you do, we will defend our town, our market and fulling mills.
And our cathedral, which we shall rebuild. All workers are invited to come and work for us.
Preposterous.
What's stopping William
If you
from just
so much
killing
as
them
try
right now?
to bring harm to us, Bishop,
I think the king would
we
be
will
mad.
make sure that you pay for everything you did.
I guess there's some knights there or something.
Yeah, okay, but the Civil War is still ongoing. And I believe William is working for not the king.
I guess he doesn't have any
Good.
soldiers to hand.
Yeah, I guess
They're all off at the
Richard
front
is just
line.
enough.
We've got a knight, which is more than you.
Yeah. Well, it's at least equal. Also, I'm curious about because I know this is something that evolves over time and is not immediate in Catholic. But what do they think at this time period of Aliana saying she's divorced and married someone else?
You know. They never consummated it.
You know, actually, that is literally true. So,
Like, she was pregnant with Jack's baby before she got married,
Yeah.
and then she never consummated that marriage.
that's true.
So, I feel like
She could get an annulment,
one
probably.
one of the more legit.
Yeah. I don't think she has, but she could.
Like, Alfred could probably make trouble if he, like, argued
Yeah.
about it. But I feel like...
Yeah, I don't think
everyone
Alfred
likes
wants
her
to.
enough.
Nope. Storm. The book is way different. Okay. Oh my god, 11 years later. Okay.
Time jump!
I guess,
3 years.
no.
What?
3 years.
Oh,
of
okay.
drought. 3 years of hunger and poverty.
So, did they actually just, they were just, whoa, they got fucking
England
big
was
walls.
brought to its knees.
Yeah, they built
Only
walls
our
around
walls
this
had kept us
cathedral.
safe from the bands of outlaws raiding towns and villages.
Uh-huh. So you turned into preppers.
Bishop Waylaran and William Hamley forced the workers to finish their cathedral in Shiring.
And there's competing
Many have
cathedrals? Like, right next to each other.
Cathedral fight!
The work on our own
They
cathedral
just should have got
had
Jack
almost
over
come to a
there.
halt.
He could have taken care of it.
4
He's building
weeks
this one.
the storm had raged on.
Yeah, but how long does it take to start a fire?
was then that
Oh, take care of it like that.
last secret.
Last secret. What's the last secret?
And everything changed.
So are we supposed to assume also that even though those three people didn't seem particularly care about Ellen's curse, that Prior James was actually like real worried about it, because that's why he was so freaked out for the rest of the time until he died?
Maybe. Elvac said this book start because Ken Follett was visiting cathedrals and he wondered why the fuck these two were so close together. One of these is a made up one. At least one of these cathedrals is made up, right?
It looks bad, but it's not the wall I'm worried about. It's good you sent the workers home during the storm. Now do us all a favour and do the same. Go home. Your children hardly get to see you.
Children?
Tommy and
Children?
Sally have been asking about you all
Sally.
morning.
Tommy and Sally.
Why is Richard there?
Because it's Aliena and Jack's family. He's
Yeah,
part of Aliena's family.
you know.
Uncle Richard always comes back and yells at Mum because he wants money.
To their promise to Wayland to keep Kingsford protected, Richard and Jack spent much time fortifying the town. Yeah, so they spent a bunch of years just building a fucking wall.
Jack made 2 felting mills.
William Hamley's not dared. Continue your wool business. Okay.
Martha looks after. How come Martha wasn't in that fucking family portrait if she's the one looking up?
Yeah. Jack erected 2 felting mills. Okay.
Some believe that Martha and Richard are in love. Martha seems like she's got more sense than that. But I guess Richard is one of the main male characters at the same age as Martha, so obviously they'll be in love.
I mean, maybe
Whether
Richard
or
has
not
also
they're,
cooled down and is like, I don't know, maybe he's like
He just seems fundamentally
gotten
selfish
smarter.
at his heart.
He does.
You'll kill yourself up here.
We just haven't seen much of him for quite a while.
If the storm works, I work.
My cathedral was
Reminds me
never
of my brother.
designed to be this high.
I know.
That's why I've got arch
reinforced
vaulted
walls.
thingies and pointed
cannot be the
arches, whatever.
What else was damaged? I'd look myself, but I dare not come closer. If your mother knew I was up here at all, she'd kill me.
Don't be counterproductive.
What?
She would kill both of us.
Ghosts.
The roof looks all right.
What else can we click on? Is it Tom? Did Tom do it? The vaulting?
Take up your tools. Yeah. Oh god. Maybe I shouldn't have picked up the tools.
If we don't find out what's causing this, then the whole east wall will come down. The storm is making it worse.
Did you actually click on the vaulting?
No,
What
not
about
yet.
Aliena? She should be on her way back from Winchester now.
Oh, I hope she's all right in this.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Does England have dust storms?
I guess if you've had a drought for 3 years.
Yeah. Oh.
The closest I've seen to a dust storm is when it's been dry for a very long time and you get dust in your eyes when you're walking around a bit.
The vaulting is cracked. Over here, the vaulting looks weak.
If the vaulting was unstable, it could pull the wall inward and damage it. Especially with this storm putting pressure on the wall from the outside.
We have to find out.
How?
If I widen these cracks, we'll see if our problem gets worse or not.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
That's...
Hey Jack, that's a really stupid plan. What if you fix the cracks and see if the problem gets better?
Well, maybe that's... He's still got his slingshot.
Guess we've got a hammer and shit.
The slingshot can't help right now.
Come on! You know the slingshot
The storm
can't help
won't
right
care.
now.
We'll just have to wait for it to end. No, I'm not fast enough to outrun him anymore, even with his crutch.
Really?
I don't really like his, like, deeper voice now.
I am a grown man now.
Yeah. Just like
I'm speaking from the chest to show that I'm older.
Winchester,
Let's use
Gloucester,
the hammer and chisel on the vaulting.
Salisbury.
I have become confident.
And Tom eats it back when Kingsbridge was on fire, yeah. Oh, when Kingsbridge was on fire?
When
Wait.
Kingsbridge... Oh, do you mean on fire
When Hamley attacks, yeah.
Not like on
If
fire
I
when
make
Jack
it
sets it on
worse,
fire.
then we'll at least know what the problem is.
You're probably right.
I feel like that's the approach a lot of people have to politics.
Like, Tom's like, well... Hammers?
Alright.
Wait, who's
Hamley.
this? Oh, Hamley.
William Hamley. One more time, Seal.
Oh my god. I hate this. I feel like he's plenty evil in this game. I don't feel like they need to do any more to characterize him, so I appreciate that.
What happened?
If the vaulting were unstable, this part should have collapsed and the wall would retract.
So, the cause of our problem is not up here.
No.
We just made the vaulting more
When we
cracked for
erected
no
the eastern
reason.
wall 17 years ago, there was also a crack. No matter what we did, it always came back. Remember?
So it's unstable under the
Yes.
ground. There's like
Yeah, I remember.
the ground's not strong.
But this is not the same wall. We rebuilt it.
Still, could the cause not have been the same in both
Yeah,
cases?
Alvac.
Maybe.
The grounds,
Or
the
the
crypt.
crypt, yeah. It's gotta be underground.
The crypt.
Huh. How kept the whole foundation there as it was?
But it never had to carry this.
Yeah,
much
the
weight
foundation
before.
wasn't good enough.
You're right. If the cause of our problem is down there, we'll find it. You
And
go
then what?
ahead.
Don't you need help?
I'll manage. Just don't tell your mother.
Are you sure?
Go on. I know you can't wait to get down there.
Yeah,
And
but
neither can you.
also we want to make sure
I'll
that
just
you
take a
live.
quick look and wait for you.
We couldn't be bothered to animate
They were enraged.
anything of you both going down.
Bishop Henry thinks that the
But then-
Pope should hear about what you wrote.
I think so too.
I think the Pope
God.
should read my book too.
Philip, I
Jonathan.
really am worried about you.
Oh,
There is no need for you
Jonathan!
to worry, Jonathan. It is just a book.
The problem is that the people love your sermons and what you wrote, even though most of them can't read.
Look,
Your book is being copied in
fine.
priories all over England.
Is that not a good thing if our message gives people hope?
Philip, you know
In
how
desperate
this
times, hope
works.
can be a powerful force.
That is very true.
Well, I fear the bishops. They might come to believe you took that power from them.
Huh. Do you?
That seems pretty likely.
oh, he got another book. Philip suggests that we all carry a godly spark within us because God created man. Sometimes it may seem as if God has abandoned us. God is indeed always closer to us than anything else because our soul is of a divine nature. Man does not have to wait for salvation from the outside, but that we can all change the world around us ourselves. We can plant a seed, and God in turn will make it grow. I like that he used Jonathan. He's like, Jonathan liked to plant seeds.
This thing happened on screen.
Philip's message of hope is heard in all of England and even other parts of Europe, but the church is highly critical of the text. In his first book, Philip had only criticized fake miracles. Now he seems to claim that as all men are equally divine, members of the clergy are not closer to God's glory than any other man.
He does seem to claim that.
He did say, like, you can talk to God even if you're not a priest. You don't need an intermediary. Got a lot of people killed a couple hundred years later.
Have you been atop the cathedral during the storm?
Me?
Don't worry.
No.
The storm isn't as bad up there. Jonathan, did you and the others come directly from Winchester?
Yes, we did.
What about Aliena?
She stayed a day longer for the fleece fair.
Classic
She should be on her way
Aliena.
back now.
In this storm?
We didn't expect it to get worse.
No one did.
I am sure she'll be alright.
I need to go. I think I know why the east wall is unstable.
Yes? Why is that?
Your dumb
I'm not
crypt.
sure, but I think the answer lies down in the crypt. I should hurry before it's too late.
Found his truth.
I think I know what
Can't
caused the
believe
problems
Jonathan's
we
gonna
have
be the
with the east wall.
sub-prior.
Well,
Wonderful.
I think they lost
You know,
everybody else.
I just realized that the crack in the wall reminds me of the one that the old cathedral had.
Yes, Philip.
The one that burned down.
Yes.
Oh,
I
that
only
one that
noticed it when I
burned
visited after Prior
down.
James died.
It wasn't there before then?
No. I remember that I thought the crack looked like a finger, pointing at the sinners of Kingsbridge.
I do remember this.
A grim thought.
I was not happy with the state of Kingsbridge back then. I admit that.
Jonathan is
Well,
probably right.
I'm sure we don't need to worry about the church
Aliena
burning
will
down
be
anymore.
fine. Still, I'd feel better if she was here with us.
Not unless somebody tries to burn it down. I guess this one's more stone. Oh. Can we check out the tree? No. Apparently we can, like, walk around.
That's not the way
Yeah,
to the
we could.
crypt.
Oh, okay.
They
Well,
got you.
fair. I was like, you know, he seemed like he's in a hurry, but all these options are here to go elsewhere.
I better make sure I use every other option first.
That's right.
Philip is right. It does look like a finger. Pointing right at the crypt.
Maybe Jesus is in the crypt. Cathedral's work is never done. Can we just go in the crypt? Yeah.
What if there's other things to click on?
No!
I know.
Ah! Video game, please!
Now it's down here, too. The first cracks are showing.
That means we were right. The cause of the instability must be down here.
The ground.
Could be.
The drought could have made it worse.
Uh-oh.
Find out.
What are you gonna do if, like...
Fix it.
Yeah, how?
Fix. Put some
Rashid
supporting
was
beams in.
right. People love to believe in miracles. The reason most people come to Kingsbridge now is for Philip's sermons. He tells them what they need to hear.
He's an influencer.
Gives them hope.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell me, what are you doing all the way down here?
That definitely wasn't here before.
It wasn't.
Oh, there's gonna be some shit behind this wall. Jack's dad found out a secret.
This is the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out what the real problem is.
Jack's
The old
dad's
wall
behind
here.
it.
Or what's behind it?
If we damage this wall,
Ghosts.
things above us gonna collapse?
No, that's fine.
On top of
Carefully.
us?
Fine there, we know it's the ground.
Just be careful when you work on that wall.
There's gonna be a secret behind it. There's gonna be like a grave.
The whole wall could cave in.
Yeah, Tom, do you want to back up at least and have only Jack die?
Uh-oh, better not fuck it up or they'll both die.
I wonder if there's game over screens in this.
Here we go.
Oh my god, we gotta try again.
But what?
I think I can feel a draft.
What?
One more time.
Where is the prison in relation to this?
Jack, watch out!
Mm-hmm.
It's all right.
What is it?
I was trying to interact with that bottom thing before, because it was clearly a jar.
No, it's not a jar. A jar is a round glass vessel.
Dear God.
These stones, they've been removed before.
The mortar is missing on most of them.
Whoever put them back just added some mortar on top of the stones to hide the fact that they were removed. The tile at the bottom was completely loose.
What does that mean?
I think it was an entrance.
An entrance? To where?
That's what we'll find out.
Bum, bum, bum.
This hole that we can very clearly see behind me.
You've got the whole east wall on top of you.
Good luck.
Jack?
Jack?
The wall is getting me.
It hit my head. It's dark in here.
Well, take a fucking
Take a
candle!
candle!
A chamber.
What's that?
I'll get a torch.
What's a chamber?
Philip, I'll get it. You stay here.
It's a sort of room, Philip. Brush, coffin.
I like this.
It's made of leather. It's a whip. What is that doing here?
Is it a whip or is it like
Should we see if there's a torch outside for us?
I think he's coming.
Is that a coffin? Oh, there's sand everywhere. Uh-huh. It's a bed. What?
What?
There's a bed in here. What?
There's a what in there?
Jonathan, we need
There's
that
a shed
torch.
in here.
I kind of wish they played a little bit more with this, but
Is that a water drinking cup? Oh, what?
That's
Oh,
It's
that's right it is.
even.
that's not the cup of a carpenter.
All right, come in here. Should be safe.
We found the Holy Grail.
We found the chalice. No, that's the.
Or another famous
That's what I
cup.
just said. It's not the cup of a carpenter.
Did you know about this place?
No. No, I did not.
Yeah, I knew about it the whole time, I just didn't bother telling you.
I've seen this chalice before, when I was very young. It's the chalice of the Eucharist from Kingsbridge Cathedral.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Cuthbert told me about it. They said it was stolen.
And melted down. I know. Mother told me. They also said it was my father who did it.
Dun, dun, dun.
So he's innocent then?
He must be.
Don't know, you might have stolen it in the basement
Whoever
and not had
hid
time to
the
come back for it.
chalice is responsible for his death. They hanged him in Shiring for stealing this
Yes,
chalice.
who could be responsible? Who could it have
Was here all
been?
along.
Probably not Wailerin. Probably is fine.
The whip.
I mean, I don't think it was Wailerin.
It belonged to Prior James.
Yeah, I think it was Prior James.
I was afraid of it when I first visited Kingsbridge with Francis and Abbot Peter. Even the look of it scared me.
James. Maybe it was him. I think I saw him during the night of the fire in the cathedral. When the old cathedral burned down. There was a
What were
man
you doing
in
there?
the fire. His
Well,
shoulders were
everyone, you know, there are lots of
as
refugees
if he
there.
chastised himself.
What were you doing inside the cathedral while it was on fire, Jack?
It is you!
No.
By God and the devil!
He told me that he had sinned, that he had done something to me. Perhaps because I looked like my father.
So he confessed for framing your father while he hid the cup here?
After he was dead.
Couldn't have been James, you saw. James died weeks before the fire.
No, he was locked away in the basement.
You said they never found his body. Maybe he hid down here. Maybe that's why the bed's here.
Wait.
We talked about this last week that we never got a return to this.
In the burning cathedral. What are you doing there?
Do not confess!
Do not! Do
Jesus!
Nothing.
I was just hiding. I was just hanging out.
I wasn't ready to confess what I had done.
Jack, he does not need to know that. Yeah, scourge. That's that's the word I was looking for. I was like, I'm guessing it's not a whip. I'm assuming it's.
Bless Jack for seeing that and thinking that it was a brush.
Well, he couldn't really see it, you know. As a child, Philip was afraid of Prior James' scourge. Yeah, he and Abbot Peter, the man who raised him in France after their parents were killed, visited Kingsbridge. James decided that Philip, now a young man, should get a chance to lead his own priory cell. He was always remembered the day he first saw the scourge. It's not like the idea that pain could lead to salvation, but Prior James believed that chastising oneself was the only way to cleanse the soul from the sinful implications of the flesh.
Prior James doesn't seem like a great guy.
No. Prior James is alive. Philip remembered the only weeks before the choir did not dare to sing because they thought they heard someone chastising himself in the crypt.
Someone really needed to take a second look at this specific document.
They needed some proofreading. Maybe they really did hear James. Maybe James did hide in the secret room in the crypt. But why? Meanwhile, in the castle of the Earl's castle,
we didn't find the prior.
He was already burning?
He was already burning.
Do you think it is wise to resign yourself to gluttony at times like these? While your people
I always think it's
starve
wise to resign myself to
shiring?
gluttony.
Don't play the saint. You promise them miracles. And you make them pay. But your miracles never work out, do they?
God works in ways that we cannot comprehend.
My mother cannot walk. You failed. Again. What do you want?
I came about a book.
The Bible again.
No.
No, I've heard of Ovid's and Maury's.
And the church.
I really want to read it.
Bishop Henry was enraged. This is our chance, William.
Your chance.
Why is there just
If
two
you need
sticks
forces,
in that
talk to
pig in the
water
foreground?
Or ugly. I don't care.
I
built
don't know.
your fucking cathedral. I'm done.
It's not just about Philip. It's about Aliena and her family.
Don't mention that name.
But have you not heard? King Stephen and Maud's son just signed a peace treaty.
Ooh, now you can go do some murders.
You should care.
I said I don't.
This is the dumbest
Leave,
argument.
and don't come back unless I ask for you. Where's my wife?
They've not returned yet, Lord William. Then get me a
Gervais.
whore. Now!
It's the end of the war.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
After over 15 years of civil war, the battle between Stephen and Maud, England was more divided than ever. After a final confrontation at Wallingford, Empress Maud's son Henry II and Stephen arranged a truce. The treaty was later signed in Winchester and Westminster. According to the treaty, Stephen will remain king until his death, and then be succeeded by Henry II. The treaty further states that all decisions regarding land which were made during Stephen's reign are immediately reverted, presumably upon Stephen's death. So is that good for us or bad? Bad, right? Because all of the decisions that we like that are good for Kingsbridge were by Stephen.
No, I think what this is. Well, we'll scroll down, but I'm guessing William's losing his earldom, and that's what Waylon was trying to tell him.
Yes, this
Are
means that the
immediately
earldom of Shiring again belongs to the heirs of Bartholomew and not to the Hamleys.
Yeah, so
Richard's
immediately
gonna get
reverted.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, Richard's gonna get William's seat, yeah. And Wayland's like, I think you should, there's a treaty, and he's like, I don't fucking care. It's like, well, you might care. I don't fucking care. Okay, bye.
I feel like you'd be like, you're going to lose your seat.
I don't think Wayland cares. He's like, whatever, fuck this kid. This adult man.
Point for the road, farm's dagger. If only we could take back the earldom. About that.
Turns out you didn't need to do anything to take back the earldom.
So you've just got to kill Stephen, and then you get back the earldom.
No, it said immediately.
On Stephen's death. But Stephen isn't dead yet.
Oh my god.
It's right at the bottom.
There we go.
There it is.
All decisions regarding land which are made during Caesar's reign are immediately reverted and restored to the time of King Henry I.
See, that to me that seems like Stephen will remain as king till his death, and at that point in time, all decisions during Stephen's reign are reverted.
Well, then it would say at that point. I mean, we'll get clarified in a minute.
I think
I'm sure.
it's badly written.
I don't really know what this is supposed to represent.
It's supposed to represent her walking home in a storm.
Well, I meant the little, like, she's not taking any action when I do these.
It's hard. It's hard to walk through a storm.
Yeah, I get it, but she's not, like, moving.
She's literally moving.
Well, she's not moving when I click on them. Oh, look at this shifty guy in the corner.
I'm sorry for intruding, but I must ask you for shelter. I was on my way from the Fleece Fair in Winchester to Kingsbridge and got caught in the storm.
Nasty, isn't it?
Yes. And it's getting worse and worse. Thank you for your hospitality.
Someone help me!
Okay.
Please! I need help!
Alright.
I guess we're gonna... Is she around the side?
I don't think those are rocks. I think that's a person.
Oh, oh dear, are you hurt?
My horse! It fell! I can't move!
Take my hand! We'll get you inside!
We'll only be here until it's safe to leave. We won't bother you.
Stop talking then. Your talking is bothering me.
These people are... This is real weird.
I'm Aliena. What's your name?
Are we in their house?
Breathe.
We're in somebody's house.
You're safe now.
Well, that they didn't say anything to us.
Uh-huh.
She took her. Should have let her die. We would all be better off without someone like her.
What the fuck?
Beg your pardon? I wonder if the old and brittle will get through.
You know?
Elvac, I've got no idea what's happening.
It's like we've wandered into, like...
A fight. I feel like there was a family argument just happening and they've all stopped because we walked in.
Hold your horse.
Yeah.
You'll see what happens.
That makes more sense. There's a lot of shit here. Why is there so much shit to interact with?
I guess we're gonna be here for a while. Let's talk to the rugged peasant.
Well, I was gonna talk to her.
Find something to warm her.
Oh, okay. We can do that. We can go get a blanket.
Blankie. Oh,
Can I borrow this blanket? Oh, okay, we're not asking.
But what are you going to do with that?
I'm just going to borrow it.
Let's try to get along until the storm passes.
What's she doing now?
I love the people whispering about her.
Thank you.
Is it super cold out? I don't know.
That's our blanket.
Why is she cold?
It's
It's
just
a
a
dust
blanket.
storm.
Oh boy.
Find her something to eat.
Can we,
Can we like offer to pay them?
Yeah. Let's go talk to this guy, or at least ask him.
You should get out of this place as soon as you can.
I would love to,
Be
my
assured
guy.
I will leave as soon as the storm ceases. She's avoiding eye contact.
Maybe we should be
Well, it doesn't mean you can't talk to them.
They don't deserve her kindness.
I hope the storm spares your homes and fields.
If only we had that much left.
We still have our lives.
And our dignity.
You still have yours.
Just try to ignore
Wild.
Got him.
I am.
Here, for your hospitality.
There's a storm outside. You can stay.
That's very kind of you.
Okay, but I want your meat.
Would you accept this for a bowl of soup?
Oh, you had to give the
Oh,
money
I
to the
didn't
woman to
make
get
it.
the soup.
I did, but it doesn't matter. Just take the rotten soup.
Okay, okay.
We can't use
I'll give
another
you
starved
some
body in this hut.
Money? I have money. It's fine. You seem to not have much money. Would you like
We
some
don't
of
have
it?
much, but always enough for a lost soul. She doesn't deserve anything.
We'll give you money for it.
The rugged
It's fine.
peasant just said we could have a bowl.
Would you like some of my money?
I carry it in my bare hands.
Well, where the oh my god, where the fuck's a bowl?
On the table, look in front of the rugged peasant.
Oh, there it is.
What's she doing with that? Oh, she's putting the soup in a bowl now, is she?
Shush, let her eat.
She's gonna eat it wrong and all.
It's not for me.
Don't give it to her. She don't deserve it.
Eat this. You must be hungry.
What?
Thank you. That's nice of you.
Why are you giving her soup? Dirt.
She don't
That's
deserve
what she
soup.
deserves.
What the fuck?
Do you want her to starve?
Please, don't start a fight.
Oh, you're
What
so
did
kind.
Elizabeth do?
Many people would have let me die.
Why?
People don't listen to me. My entourage didn't even notice they lost me.
Who?
My husband and his entourage.
A fine husband you have. I divorced my last one for less than that.
Alien, you can't just go around talking about being divorced.
Oh, he's just been beside himself ever since his mother.
Maybe now you'll understand what loss feels like.
She's rich.
And
She's
what
Hamley's wife.
Oh god, she is. Holy shit.
Bullying her.
Oh no.
How do they know you? This isn't right.
Oh, I'm used to it. I guess
Holds an office.
when your husband holds an office like that, he has to do a lot of things people don't like.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's me.
Sometimes they recognize me too.
Wait.
Is your husband the Earl of Shiring?
What? What office does he hold?
What office does he hold?
I thought you knew. My husband is the Earl of Shiring.
Oh boy.
Oh, please don't abandon me too. I swear.
What if I
I'm
did
not,
though?
I can't.
Do you know who I am? Why did you marry
Why did you marry him? Yeah. Why did you marry
I
him?
used to know him when I was a girl.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Really?
Why did you marry him?
My parents arranged it.
Yeah, I was told to.
And it was an honor to be picked.
What's he like now?
I loathe him with all my heart.
Oh, okay.
How do you know him?
Be blunt.
Yeah, do you know who Aliana is?
Me when I was your age. Apparently he likes young girls, no matter how old he gets.
God.
You too were supposed to marry him.
She has to know who Aliana is. Like if she heard the name.
He was a beast. So I refused.
You refused him.
It caused a lot of misery.
Oh, you're so courageous. I wish I was like you.
Yes, we're gonna kidnap William of Hamley's wife.
Stand up to the servants.
Don't act like you didn't have a hand in the downfall of this.
Hey, you're not part of this
For
conversation.
years he roamed across the country to raid, rape, and kill.
I'm sorry.
He's no Earl.
He
No,
is.
he is. That's how it
We
works.
should take something from him.
Oh boy.
She has nothing to do with this. Don't you dare touch her.
She
Can't
she
you
has
see? She's another one
something
of
to
his
do with
victims.
this.
No.
Like,
give over. She's in on it too.
Can you even imagine how it must be to be a child married to Hamley? The abuse and the humiliation every single day. I'm so sorry.
I'm crying because you know too.
Enough to know your pain.
I hope we kidnap her. Kidnap her. Kidnap her. Nice kidnap. Good kidnap. Friend kidnap.
Where the hell am I supposed to tether this
Oh boy.
Who's Walter?
What's the chief,
He's looking for me.
William guy?
Hide her. Yes, come with me to Kingsbridge.
Come with me to Kingsbridge. People will take care of you there.
That should do it.
Maybe we should have given her the dagger. I don't think she would stab him though.
You? I've not seen you in a long time. William would be very pleased if I brought him your head.
No! Don't harm her. If it wasn't for her, I'd be dead. She saved me from the storm.
Did she now? Come on, we have to get back to the castle. We've lost too much time already.
This girl stays with me.
Elizabeth stays with me.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she
Thank
does.
you for saving me and protecting me from these people.
I think it's
Come on,
William
now.
that you need
We need to
protecting
get going.
from.
William is waiting.
Oh. Oh, was it my rejection that...
I feel like they really stopped proofreading.
Yeah,
these.
did they just like run out of time here? That had bittered William. I do like the idea of like, what if we make a contraction of that and had that?
Dad.
Bittered William to the prospect of marriage 3 years of fault was the reason he married so late. After I met Elizabeth, I later found out she was the daughter of Harold of Weymouth, a wealthy knight and supporter of Stephen. Elizabeth was only 14 at the time of the wedding.
Okay, yeah. Don't want to spend too much time reading this. You did not confess. You found Elizabeth only after you entered the hut. We didn't keep quiet.
Oh, we found Oh, was she like... I guess
she was yelling before we went in, so I guess we could have found her first.
I didn't realize that she was, so...
I thought the yelling was coming from inside. I thought the crying
Oh,
was coming
that's
from
right.
inside the
Yes,
hut.
I do remember that. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Yeah, I thought it was inside.
I don't think we kept
We
quiet.
did not keep quiet. I don't know
We were
where
like,
that...
no, we're keeping her.
Yeah.
Wild.
That is incorrect.
Dear Francis, the letters I have written to you over the years surely could be bound into a book.
They're good enough,
But
and I'd like a third
know
one.
what my words in those letters amount to. It is different with the book I have written. It has found its way into priories throughout England and beyond. Because
I'm
of
very
my
famous.
book, I may have to talk to Bishop Henry. But that is not the only thing that keeps me awake tonight.
Write about discovery and crypt. Seems important. Seems like the big
Behind
news.
a wall in our crypt, Jack discovered
He believes that the spark of God is in all people, and that the devil is the things people do.
Yes.
Even after he was said
He
to have
thinks
drowned.
all people are divine,
means
and
he was
therefore
alive
you don't need a priest to
when we
talk to
met at
God.
Kingsbridge on New Year's Day, the day of
Yes.
his burial. And
It is
Jack told me he saw a man in the church the
very
night it burned
specifically, because that's one of the big things about Luther is,
and if so,
you don't
did
need
he
a
burn in the fire that night?
you don't need a priest.
Can't believe Jack murdered
Well,
James.
he didn't even know that he was on the list. I guess we can just do all these things.
Good work, Jack. Carrying out your mother's curse.
Jonathan
Oh,
was.
I just realised I've got a snack. Hell yeah.
Right, I mean, yeah, Luther's obviously comes from a long line of Catholic reformers.
Luther had the idea because of Christ.
Pretend I do not know why. I wrote that hope is godly.
Yeah, I mean, the difference when
And
Luther
since
comes around
God
is, of
made
course, that
each of us, hope and
the Gutenberg
salvation
Press
are only to be found
comes into existence.
within ourselves. Henry sells hope, and I am giving it away for free. If the church should ask me to clarify my position,
Indulgences.
of course I shall do so. But I feel I must give our people what they need in these desperate times.
Wait, so does Philip even believe what
And
he's
how could I
saying, or is
write
he just
anything
like, it makes
else?
people...
If this is what I
Okay,
truly
it is what he
believe,
believes?
Yeah, I think he has
Okay.
faith again. It's just a different sort of faith.
Mm.
the dust storm and the drought are taking their toll on all of us. Thanks
I mean,
to
it is
our
different
town
than, like,
wall,
Luther or
safe
something,
from the
because
Earl and the outlaws.
Philip seems to
We've heard of
believe
places nearby
in
being raided. We believe
human
the
acts.
attackers were William Hamley's men.
You know,
We have enough
where one of the
food to
big
last
tenets
us
of
another few
Protestantism
weeks.
is like, you just have
Life
to believe
has
in
come to a halt.
Jesus, basically.
Martha believes there will be rain soon. But the storm
Yeah,
is
Philip
only
seems
a
to be more like,
harbinger of rain.
God is when you do nice things,
Mhm.
and the devil
Yeah.
is when you do bad things.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, proto-humanist, yeah. Which is also,
He's a
yeah, a thing
Quaker.
around this time.
With you, I can be honest about what truly troubles me. Jack said that he was in the cathedral the night it burned down.
For a guy whose story started with intercepting a letter meant for someone else and kind of causing a huge amount of trouble with it, Philip is
Yeah.
he's very confident. He's putting all this shit
That
in
his
letters.
letters are gonna go to the right person.
Save yourselves!
Isn't Milius dead?
The saint!
Yep.
Oh, okay. He's remembering.
He's gonna figure it out.
My God! Don't go in there! Adolphus! The saint! We must save him!
He's gonna be like, oh, Remigius knew.
And as horrible as it may sound, I cannot find it in my heart just now to forgive Jack. Maybe because this confession comes
He
too
didn't
late,
confess.
and from a man who I have learned to trust.
Did we miss
This
that? What?
is the truth.
I think they forgot to change that line for whether or not he
I'm
confessed.
confused.
Yeah, I think they literally just forgot to make that one different, depending on if he
Or like,
confessed or
yeah,
not.
the flag didn't get set right or something. Yeah. That's real weird.
This whole bit,
Yeah.
like, I know games aren't, you don't make it in order of the story, but I feel like maybe they rushed book 3
Well, I think this was released in parts, like each book
Yeah.
separately. So this would be a different like production cycle. Yeah, it does seem like it has got a lot of issues that just like consistency, proofreading, and stuff that the previous ones didn't have. So. You gave a copy of your book a gift to the bishop.
I did not write that I doubt the scripture, but I...
Okay, so he didn't say everything that he believes in the book.
He believes the things he said, he just didn't say everything he believes.
About forgiving than to forgive.
Yeah, yes, correct. He didn't include everything.
Should my words still be around after my demise, will people change them?
Yeah, probably, my guy.
Yes.
How much was added and changed?
Ooh, Philip! Spicy! Spicy opinion, Philip!
I mean, not really.
The Bible's the word of God, Philip.
He is not that far removed from, like, the many, many councils deciding what goes into the Bible and what doesn't.
I don't have to
Swear to God.
my own writings. I know them by heart. But Jonathan insisted we keep them.
Well, yeah, not everyone else knows them by heart, Philip. Other people are interested in it. He wrote a very popular book.
And I mean, I guess, like, because the Catholics and Protestants have different canons, right? There are.
I know the Lord's Prayer is different.
Well, yeah, but I think they're
That's
the.
The only thing I know.
Was it the Deutero canon? Is that the books that are in the Catholic and not
I know
in
the
the
Catholics
Protestant?
are much less bothered about what's in the Bible.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Protestantism is very like only the Bible. That's where that Whereas Catholics are like,
Yeah,
no,
Catholics
the Bible
like the
is
Bible and also the Pope.
Yeah, the Bible is a bunch of words, written testimonies and stuff from early Christians. Well, the parts of the New Testament, obviously the Old Testament is then older stuff, and then it's like there's just more and more church writings to go off of.
Because like the thing with Catholics is that they believe that the Pope is the like unbroken line from Paul or whatever.
Peter.
Yeah, I knew it was a P name.
Yeah, so there can be further like, yeah. I think the Bible is like the holy thing, or like the word of God that is unquestionable, and nothing else. Like there's nothing else in addition to that is a very Protestant thing, and a specific Protestant denominations. Obviously, there's Protestant denominations where that's not the case. What are we doing? Oh, we're just taking a walk. Okay.
Magnificent cathedral. But I would have been more than content with the old one, had it not been burned to the ground.
Oh well. Tom really needed a job.
The church has profited from drawing believers to places like this. I hope the believers profit just as much.
Is Philip gonna burn this cathedral down?
If James died,
Do you think you could destroy a cathedral if you really tried?
to his remains?
No.
He was never properly buried.
I don't think I have the skills for that.
Jack's fault.
What's
According
Jack's
to the
fault?
scripture, my brothers will rise again. What if that was not true?
I think this is all about Jack having burned down the cathedral. So I feel like, yeah, I don't.
Everything is Jack's fault because it happened after he burned the cathedral down.
Well, I mean, people did, yeah. Yeah, it's real weird. Like, this feels like if you're gonna just assume that Jack, or like if Jack has to confess, then Jack has to confess. Like, just write it that way.
Yeah.
I don't, it seems like a weird mistake.
Hello? I thought I saw someone.
Yeah, you did. Also, there are people
You
over
did.
here.
There's a lot of people.
Like, people just hanging out. It's fine. Oh, yep, more people. Whoops, not trying to go that way.
That came from the kitchen.
My god, noises in the kitchen?
At night?
Door should not be open. Okay.
Elvac, please make a tear down cathedral.
Oh, it's you.
You startled me.
I thought I heard something. Was that you?
Yeah?
No, but I heard it too. Maybe Aliena came back.
No.
Yeah, Aliena
She's
seems
asleep.
like easy
It's
to
a
mistake
big
for
town.
four different people running around at night.
Like, there's a lot of people here at this point in this town.
Yes, I think you're right.
Stay behind me. I'll go ahead.
It was probably Aliena. Hello?
Does Jack... I was about to say, does Jack have a weapon? But obviously the answer is yes. Does Jack have a
He's got
useful
his
weapon?
trusty slingshot. Maybe it's gonna be time for trusty slingshot.
Outlaws.
Outlaws? How did they get in here? Through your walls?
Climbed it.
They are probably just after food.
I love that they are not noticing this.
They're 2 meters away at most.
No, we cannot do anything.
Me standing 2 feet away from a stranger. I wonder what they're doing here.
Hey, you want to hear about the Bible?
Please. Listen. Oh. We don't mean you harm.
Philip, be careful! Damn it.
Yep, he's taking it out.
Give me a stone.
Shit!
Uh-oh.
This is so dumb.
They're very slow to react. Donk.
Jack, no! It's him.
Who?
What do you mean, who?
Brother Marcus.
Uh-oh.
Brother
The one who ran away after getting beaten?
Like years ago?
To steal food. Here.
Why is it? I love authors who are like, no character can ever leave.
Huh? He's just been a bandit for like
Any
15
side
years.
character.
Did you...
You didn't mean
People can't just leave and go on with their lives.
Yeah.
No, but...
What about him?
Is Marcus dead?
I wouldn't think so. Fuck!
Why did you do that, you animal?
He's scared.
No!
Like, I don't know what you expected.
Just a child.
Just a child. Jack forgave the child. Just like that.
Yeah.
And then I learned
forgave
about
him.
forgiveness.
Yep, apparently.
He had been when he arrived in
Astounding writing.
just...
Oh, yeah. This is kind of frustrating.
Who was I to judge this man for not confessing what he had done? I had never told his wife, Aliena,
My mum
that
keeps trying to
I
ring me.
was
I'm gonna mute
responsible
myself for a
her
sec.
fate.
Okay.
And for
Okay,
her
so I guess the
father's
idea is
important.
Philip figures
Even
it
that
out.
night, when we all met,
Regardless.
I did not dare to tell her.
The
It's
walls
just that
at
wasn't
Kingsbridge weren't enough
super
anymore.
clear.
The outlaws had found a way in. We weren't safe in our homes.
The outlaws that are just poor people.
So this is what it has come to. Kingsbridge is under attack.
Why didn't Uncle Richard chase them away? Why?
Oh, look at all these.
No,
Look at this
do not
family.
exaggerate. This is not a siege.
We only saw 2 of them, and one of them was a child.
But they almost killed you.
I mean, he also... oh my god.
What are we blaming?
Why are the bandits? Why are there bandits?
Many are forced to turn to thieves.
I blame Aliena.
A true Earl's duty should be to protect his people.
Yes, that would be nice. Let's ask William Hamley for help, shall we?
You're the Earl
It is
now,
all
Richard.
too easy to
Yeah, they haven't gotten that
blame a
news yet.
child. Forgiveness is much harder.
It is.
But
Philip, who worked out how to forgive people 5 minutes ago.
Can you? Forgive, I mean.
I already have.
Hamley is the reason for this. He's to blame. It's that simple.
He won't be Earl for long. The Treaty of Wallingford has been
okay,
signed
they
at
do
last.
know.
It's only a matter of time until things change.
What treaty? Winchester is in turmoil about this right now. Stephen and Maud have signed the treaty. Maud's son, Duke Henry, is to be crowned the next king.
And, by agreement, all lands are to be returned to their previous owners.
Sorry.
But Stephen will continue to rule as long as he lives.
The earldom will be ours again.
It will not.
Why the bloody hell not?
Bloody hell.
No one will enforce this until Stephen is dead.
Okay.
What is to be done?
So the treaty says it should be now.
To kill Stephen.
Tommy says
Give
get
food to the
food.
outlaws. Yes.
I like that Ellen says defend them.
I like Tommy's idea.
Well, if they're hungry, can't we just give them something to eat?
I love Tommy.
And we will.
This is like when I found out that some people don't have houses when I was 5, and I was like, I will write to the Prime Minister and tell him so he can give them houses. He must not know.
The Treaty of Wallingford is in place. I won't wait for another 17 years. Not when I'm so close to fulfilling the promise I made
Oh,
to
that's
my
wild,
father.
Elvac.
Tommy
Right,
doesn't
but it wasn't
exist
William
at
Hamley
this
who
point
came
in the
here last night.
book.
It's the outlaws we need to worry about.
There's no surprise pregnancy?
Well, what do we do about it?
Does she not get surprise pregnant in the book?
Yeah.
Turn the outlaws against William.
Oh shit. That's a fun idea, Richard.
Oh, I don't like that it's Richard. I like Jack's plan. I refuse to let Richard have any
like this,
input.
and we'll be where they are now. We should support them, not fight them.
Elvac's leading us astray.
Right,
Oh.
of course.
I was like, that would be so wildly different if there's no surprise pregnancy.
For them to fight Hamley.
Imagine if, the surprise pregnancy just happened because of a choice that we made at some point.
What about his mother? I've heard that Hamley still listens to her, that she still has a say in Earl's Castle.
Yes.
Alfred
Let's tell his
abandons her
mother.
when he's born with red hair.
Oh wow. Well, I'm glad they didn't do that.
Physical confrontation at all.
That'll
Or
never
at least
work.
not
We
explicitly.
have to assault them and take back our father's castle.
Yeah, I felt
Even
like
if
it was
that
us
means
that
fighting
left.
alongside the outlaws.
Or that Alfred left because we were like, I don't love you and I...
Neither do I. So, what do you think, Aliena?
In the book, they sleep together on the moor. Already a month.
Holy shit, okay. I'm also
Plus-
glad that they changed that. I think this game's making a lot of good choices about it.
Let's talk to the outlaws. I don't want to talk to fucking Ray
Yeah.
and Hamley.
I will talk to the outlaws. Maybe we can find someone who can speak on their behalf. And if there's no one, then we will.
I'll ride with you.
You won't, Cub. Not with that leg of yours.
Your mother is right. Besides, if we all turn up, they might think...
Man,
No one said
Aliana's-
you were coming, Richard.
Aliana's hair is like almost the exact same color as the bottom of Jack's shirt in that scene. Are we bringing Ellen? I would like to bring Ellen if we have an option. I feel like she's the best person to go talk to outlaws.
Yeah.
As a person who has lived as an outlaw for like a long fucking time.
I guess it's just Alligator.
Our hopes of meeting allies on the road to
No, we
Shiring
took
were
Richard.
fading with every
Great.
mile. The only people we saw were sitting by the side of the road, broken and starving. Shiring was riddled with death and despair.
Right.
I'd
Seems
heard that
bad.
Wigley had just been raided by outlaws, leaving them almost entirely without cattle. Maybe someone there knew where the raiders had come from. But Calford, on the other hand, had a recent falling out with William Hamley. There was a chance that they would be quick to join our resistance.
Does Richard, like, do different, like, does he serve a different function in the story? Because he's just, like... I mean, he seems like, in this game, like, the bits we get is that he is competent at being a soldier. He's just an asshole.
He seems like a fairly competent knight who just sucks as a human being.
Yeah. Just has wildly out-of-place priorities.
We're going to Calford. Let's go to Calford.
Yeah, Calford's closer.
Let's not go to the people who got raided.
Mm-hmm.
They probably don't want to
Beyond
talk to us
the
about how
village,
it's difficult to
there
be an
was
outlaw.
a weary young man trying to repair a roof. He pointed toward a ruined mill. Hamley's Mill, he called it, which used to have the right to grind all grain from the nearby villages. That was until a few days ago. Hamley had come to collect his share and, due to the famine, was met with empty coffers. Enraged, he'd killed the miller and had taken every last bag of flour belonging to the starving people of Calford.
I don't get what we
Many
got Richard
fled
instead of
into the
Ellen.
forest,
Like,
desperate for their lives.
I guess to protect us. But...
Well, and he's gonna, if they want to coordinate a military assault, he is the leader of their forces.
True.
So I guess I get bringing him. I just think you should also bring Ellen.
I just hate him and don't want him to be here.
Yeah. I think it would probably help if we had gotten some kind of conversation with him or scene with him after the time jump.
It would be good if he had any redeeming characteristics.
Yeah, I mean, well, basically, that's what, yeah. I think it would help to show him where he is now after 11 years. He's not as much of an asshole. What the fuck, Elfac?
That sounds way better.
I mean, that sounds fun, yeah. Maybe he's doing that shit.
But maybe he's been lying and he hasn't been fighting for Stephen this whole time.
Well, we don't want to go to Shiring, right?
Yeah, I guess maybe let's try Wiggly first.
Oh, we can also go over here. What was Huntley? I didn't even know we could go over there.
It's good, Huntley.
Alright, yeah, I guess. Oh, he doesn't literally. I was thinking an actual duel somehow happens. I was like, that'd be wild.
I negotiated my first deal to transport and sell the farmer's wool. Now the meadows had turned to straw, and the sheep were dead.
This all seems
Soon,
bad.
We reached Uncle Simon's abandoned hut. Our horses needed rest, so we wanted to leave them there while we looked around on foot. Then I remembered how Richard had been kicked by the man William had paid to catch us, and the horrible sounds he'd made lying there. Inside the hut, I was startled by a hunched figure hiding in a corner, nibbling on a lump of bread. Upon seeing us, the creature's eyes widened.
The creature?
Like those of a frightened animal.
The plot
I
of
asked
this
him why
very
he got
much
bread in
suffers
times
from
like these. Was it stolen? No, I got it from the butcher. The people at Sally's quarry
wanting
told
to
me
return
ask
to
the
characters
butcher.
and
He blurted
places
out,
for reasons that
startled
don't
by
make
his own
much
voice.
sense.
Yeah.
Mistaking our interest for greed, he wolfed down the rest of the bread. Before we could ask more, the frightened man jumped up and fled into the forest. The butcher. Was he the one we were looking for? A leader whom the downtrodden trusted and feared? Maybe we could find him at the quarry the man had mentioned.
Quarry.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of like seeing a place evolve over time and seeing how all these different characters end up in different places. I think it does just feel a little bit forced sometimes, but
Yeah, like I like the
that's
idea
always the
of
balance.
like the parts where they're returning to the cathedral like make sense because it's a big important place and it makes sense to see how that evolves over time. But I don't feel like that guy being in the hut that she was at years ago adds anything.
Yeah. It's just you know, it's just like the I don't know, it's not a structural problem, it's just like the quality of the specific connections you're making or the specific callbacks.
Yeah, it feels like doing a callback for the sake of it rather than there's something interesting about it.
Should we approach or
Let's
observe?
approach.
We walked slowly towards them. I sensed that Richard was ready to draw his sword. The first one to notice us was a little girl, swiftly pointing a finger at us. Who are they?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if it's the book or the game. But...
Yeah, that's true. It might be like that the stuff is set up better in the book, and they're just like trying to do a greatest hits thing, and then that kind of causes problems.
Curious and confused. Others were full of hatred and contempt. We're not here to hurt you,
Over 800 pages.
We just want to talk.
I remember reading books like
Where
that.
can I find the butcher? I asked. Their faces expressed anger and fear.
Yeah, I read 100 Years of Solitude in like a week when I was a teenager, which is wild to me now.
But that meat would come every couple of days. I said that wouldn't be a problem, not knowing what they meant. It looked like our path would lead us back to Monksfield.
Where the fuck is... Okay, it's over there. What is
Great.
Monksfield? Have we been here before?
Probably. I guess we've been everywhere.
Return to Monksfield. I don't know what's in Monksfield.
Just return to it.
Oh! Apparently this is Monksfield.
These are the outlaws? The house that we happened to walk into during the storm is the outlaws?
Hopefully they're just like nearby. Oh, maybe it is that guy. God damn it.
This is the thing again.
Yeah. Hi. Haha, this is the meat. Everyone seems
Rugged
more
outlaw.
rugged nowadays. Oh, good. Alright.
Thank you for giving me and my friend shelter the other day.
Your friend?
Weather's fine now.
Yeah, they're
So
friends
what do you
now.
want this time?
I heard that you're outlaws.
Yeah, do we just like... So...
Yeah, I heard about the butcher.
We're looking for the butcher.
The butcher of Monksfield has long since moved away.
Richard, you're an idiot.
For cursing, young man.
Richard is so dumb.
If you bring me an animal, I can prepare it.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't need that.
The butcher then.
Don't like to look at that with my eyeballs.
What do you want?
Do you have a lot of...
What was the point of that close-up? Where is that? Oh, it's over there in the corner.
Yeah,
Why?
As soon as they came in, it's so horrible looking.
By the law and our leaders. Don't you agree?
Yes, we do.
I ask because we feel the same way. And we're looking for a way to make things right again.
Hello, I'm here to start a rebellion. Would anyone else like to join in?
She's not beating around the bush.
I'd like to plot some treason. Is anyone here interested in treason?
That a long time ago.
I'm not a cop.
The poor souls I meet, they're just simple.
Well, we have knights.
They're not an
Some amount. A couple.
Lead them.
Well, I think we should encourage her to lead them.
I think we should be in charge. We're good at being in charge already. They should just let us be in charge instead of...
One of their own should lead them. Like you. You seem to take great care of your people.
Old lady who did, we have no reason to think knows anything about war.
Let alone a man. These people are mothers, fathers, hard workers, yes, but they are not soldiers.
Alright, Elvac spoiled it for us.
It is the best chance we have. This is a battle for the sake of the people of Shiring, for all of us.
It's rubbish. It's what it is.
We are offering you a chance to rid the land of Hamley, to fight for your freedom.
Well, to fight for Richard to be in power.
To fight for the freedom of me being in charge. I'm offering you the opportunity for me to be in charge.
I'll be better than William.
Woman that was here, that you helped. That was Hamley's wife, his wife, by God. How stupid do you think we are?
Right, it's a trap.
Well, how can these people put their life at risk if they do not trust you? You are not like us.
Should have bought Ellen.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to need you to make some thinking but while grumbling noises into the microphone. If we can just get a variety of thinking but grumbling noises.
I don't... Oh, God. I feel like they would try this and this is a bad idea.
I used to be poor for at least for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I found all the money my father gave me and started.
I beat up a monk for money and then I immediately became very good at trading.
I don't think us being poor for half an hour is very
No, I don't. It just seems like what they would say.
Yeah. It does seem like what the writers think is the right answer.
Oh, I know what it's like to live in poverty.
You really don't.
And just like you, we had William Hamley to thank for it.
But I also know that if one fights the right
I should have been
battle,
rich, but
pulled
William
them- I
Hamley stopped me from being rich.
We just pulled ourselves up by our own bootstraps, and that's what you need to do.
You should fight a monk for your father's money.
Who are you to think you can face William Hamley?
Do you not know who we are?
Who do you think you are?
I guess they don't.
The one, I'm the one.
Yeah, we should, if we're gonna mention it, we should mention it in the context of, wasn't our dad a better Earl?
Yeah. Do you remember when our dad sucked less than Hamley?
You, Earl of Shiring.
Our father once ruled with a firm but benevolent hand.
You must remember how good you had it!
You really gotta hope that that's true, Richard.
Well, better than now, but that's easy. Extremely Keir Starmer argument.
We learned from him.
Vote Richard. I'm not William of Hamley.
Even if we work together, Hamley is too powerful.
You ask us to sacrifice our lives for your noble cause, these people will die.
Yeah. We can't assure their safety.
We can't assure their safety.
They said that their problem is that they think the two of us, or the two groups, don't have enough. So does Philip support? I don't know what Philip is gonna do.
He's gonna give us like food or some shit. I don't know.
Sure. I guess we'll mention his
We already
support.
have Kingsbridge on our side, including the bright mind of Prior.
He is very popular.
Everyone loves Prior Philip.
Yeah, see?
I have heard of him. A wise man. Yes.
A wise man.
He took in the survivors of Hamley's raid of Earl's Castle.
That's right, he did.
He did. We like Philip. That's how I became rich.
Certain death.
Plan must be a good plan.
Wait, who is Noble?
She does.
What?
I said it before. We all have lost everything except for our lives.
Well, I'm giving you the chance to lose those too.
Other people's battles.
But maybe this is our battle too.
My people will decide for themselves. But I will tell them that I believe that it is indeed a battle worth fighting.
I thank you.
I pray that it will be worth it.
Yeah.
We will all pray, and then we fight.
Woohoo!
It will be worth it, because I will be in charge. Much better. You made no promises regarding the safety of the outlaws if they chose to attack. Probably legit.
Yeah. And we're really close to actually being done.
So, after 17 years, I finally returned to the place I'd once called home.
Correct, PM. Yep, that's the perspective. You just gotta replace the bad noble with the good noble.
Famished outlaws hiding in the surrounding woods, waiting for my signal to attack. Led by my vengeful brother, Richard. But I had to be sure that Elizabeth was safe.
Do you?
Do
the
you?
poor girl who in my stead had been doomed to become William Hamley's wife.
I mean, it's not your fault, Aliena.
Look, sometimes Marie Antoinette just gets murdered.
Like, it sucks for her, but I don't know that we need to prioritize her over everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, probably some of the outlaws are going to die also. You just care more because she's a noble.
Yeah, and you've met her.
Yeah, you care more because you met her.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some, like, class loyalty going on. The father of Earl Bartholomew ordered to build a castle a few miles outside the market town of Shiring, but served to see the town's Earl. Small village surrounding the building itself is Earl Castle. Castle had mainly served as living quarters for the Earl's family. Defense have rarely been used. Vilely seized by the Hamleys. All the other inhabitants were driven. Nowadays, Earl Castle is named to be feared. Cathedral of Shiring is finished, leaving Hamley become more disgruntled. Some believe he had lost his faith and only lived to satisfy his own greed and hunger. Okay.
He's just very hungry.
You'll all get your chance to pay your dues to Lord Hamley, you hear?
Does she just,
So no
like,
pushing.
walk in here in,
Yeah.
like, peasant clothes as a disguise? Fucking
Why does Lord
Christ.
Hamley need all that food? He's got more than enough.
Shut it, woman. Smear your face with dung and lower your head. It's the only way you get out of here alive. It's no coincidence that Hamley always asks for women to bring the tributes.
Oh, shut up. Patience, patience. Everyone will get a chance to pay their dues to Lord Hamley.
I'm just a shepherd's daughter. I have no business here.
Shut up.
Bloody beggars.
Ah, Ugly Gervais is here.
Oh god, I just noticed how many dead people there are in the background.
Oh, you just... yeah!
I want to go home.
Oi, you there. Yes, I meant you. That's a pretty face you got there. You're coming with me.
What? Leave her. Take me instead.
Well, whatever. You'll walk to the other side of the yard and talk to Walter. He'll get you settled. And don't you dare stray from the path.
This is such a dumb plan.
Fucking dumb plan. She's just gonna get herself kidnapped and, like, give them an extra bargaining chip.
They look familiar. Well, how? What kind of familiar?
Okay. Are we? I guess. Do we just go talk to Walter? could talk to those knights.
They say Lord Hamley might lose shiring soon. What if the next Earl has us all hanged?
Calm down. None of these royals really care about this shithole.
I know those two. They used to fight for father.
What about Bartholomew's children? There's a lot of bad blood there.
Well, the boy used to fight for Stephen, but as far as I know, he ran out of coin. Now he's just a good-for-nothing playing watchman for those monks in Kingsbridge.
And the Lady Aliena?
Don't make me laugh.
This is gonna get me in
Keep on
trouble.
listening.
I think you underestimate her. Some years back, I heard she almost cut up a priest in Winchester.
It's true.
Put a knife to his throat and robbed him dry.
Yeah, that was us.
And you're a sissy.
Should we approach them?
Yeah.
May I interrupt?
What is it?
How can you fight for someone like William Hamley? My father was nothing like that tyrant.
My father?
Dear Lord.
She's just like not okay.
You always sat in your neat little keep playing hostess to his well-off guests, while the poor snuffed it just as they do now.
Well, at least William treats us as his equals, and not like pawns on a board of nine men's Morris.
Does he?
Yeah, you're. Yeah, was my father that bad?
Was my father really that bad?
Your mother could have answered that question.
She's in peasant outfit. I think that's supposed to be a disguise.
And you never wondered why?
I'm looking for Elizabeth Hamley.
I'm looking for Lady Elizabeth Hamley.
She's caring for Lady Regan inside the keep.
But only Lord William and Walter are allowed to go there.
And they'll kill you if they find you there.
So you won't help me?
We've already
No.
helped you more than enough by not ratting you out.
Good point.
Okay, bye.
Don't
Well,
tell
bye.
anyone that you saw me.
We won't, if you promise to leave now.
Well, that was helpful.
Are you done yet?
Almost. Let me just see if I took enough.
There she is.
Hamley loves to send women to get him snacks.
Yeah.
Well, we found her.
Where's Hugh Axe? Oh, there he is.
Axe.
Pigs. Hello.
Hey, Elizabeth.
What are you doing here? You need to leave. Don't come any closer. William has me watched.
What's taking so long?
I forgot the pork. I'll be out shortly. Wait a moment, then follow me.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
We don't have much time. Hugh will look for me any moment now. So why did you come?
To save you. Yeah, we came to save her, right?
Yes.
There's an army of outlaws hiding in the woods waiting for my signal. You need to be out of the way when they come.
But I mustn't leave.
They're very angry at your husband's family, and I want you to be safe.
Will people die?
Yes!
Yeah! Yes.
Yes, people will die. That's why you have to come with me.
I can't.
Okay, we tried.
Not without Lady Regan.
Oh my god.
You need to see Lady
No,
Regan
she's
first.
terrible too.
No! Why do you care?
Yeah.
Why do you care about Regan Hamley?
Oi! You still in there?
She and Walter have been the only kind.
Walter?
Walter? William's dog?
Don't call him that. He's not as bad as people say he is.
God.
William won't allow me to talk to him anymore. Now Lady Regan is all I have left. Please, you have to promise that she'll be
Just
safe.
because he's nice to you does not...
I can try, but I can't promise.
I can try, but I can't promise.
I won't leave until I know she's safe. I'm sorry.
God.
Okay.
I need to go.
Well, we tried. Never mind. Is it?
No, you weren't wrong. He presumably
He's just nice to Elizabeth.
Yeah.
He's nice to the pretty noble woman.
Whoop, nope, not that way. Yeah, we can't go that way. Where the I mean, I guess we can go up on the wall. And that's where Walter is.
Walter.
Yep. Correct.
More like turret.
I guess he's old.
Older.
Oh, boy.
Man. Elizabeth, I need help.
Elizabeth claims you aren't such a bad person after all.
Am I not?
Did we, like, not... Okay.
Have you forgotten that I killed your family
Did we miss the beginning of this conversation?
I'd be a better ruler than my father.
I would be a better ruler than my father. I know my father wasn't always a good and just person. He killed, just as William does. But I would fight to be better. I would listen to the needs of this land's people.
Is there
Put me in charge. I'm a nice one. Take me to Lady Hamley.
I want you to take me to her.
You've got guts, I'll give you that. So, you think I'm a nice bloke? And
No.
you think this is enough to convince me that you'd be a better ruler than anyone who
Probably
came
not.
before you? Don't make me laugh. Hugh! What?
I promise, once my family is back in charge, things will get better for everyone. Or do you really not care for all the starving people?
I don't think he
believe
does.
you. But it's not up to me to judge
or he
these
just doesn't
things.
believe
I'll
you,
take you to Lady
like.
Hamley. She'll decide.
Okay.
My lady?
Elizabeth, could you get me some water, dear?
Yes, my lady. But first I need you to wake up, my lady. There is someone who wants to see you. It's the Lady Aliena.
The Lady Aliena? When did that bitch become
I'm sorry for intruding, but this is very important.
Important? As if
Well, your son's about to die, and the question is whether you're gonna live.
to me.
I'm certain you've heard about the treaty the king made with Duke Henry at Wallingford Castle.
I have. I have also heard that it's a muddled mess.
It is a complicated deal indeed, but one that will end the war. And one that makes my family the rightful owners of this earldom once more.
Only by word. There's no one who would come to enforce this, not even the king.
I don't think she's got a conscience.
Yeah.
You need to understand that there is great anger among the peasants of Shiring. Anger against your son, against you, even against that poor woman, Elizabeth. If your son doesn't step down, the people will take their land back by force.
That's a lie. My William is a better earl than your father ever was. To think that I once wanted to marry my good William into a family like yours. Not a day goes by when I am not glad that God saved us from that horrible fate. And that he sent that monk to Bishop Waleran to unveil your father's evil plan.
What monk?
That buyer of Kingsbridge. Philip.
Uh-oh, she's found out that Philip's the one who told on her.
Oh, my dear Elizabeth, don't you see what she is trying to do to us?
I promised your son's wife that I'd make certain you'd be safe.
Safe from what? From a pack of impotent monks?
My lady. The Lady Aliena came here to make things better.
She has only ever made things worse. She mocked my son for wanting to marry her.
Yeah.
Yeah, your son sucked.
To deny him.
What? How can you say that? He is your husband. He's good to you.
No, he's not. He sucks.
I'm sure William would have killed me already.
I have an army outside the gates, ready to attack.
What?
It's up to you if this ends in a bloodbath or not.
Oh!
It's all up to you.
In the name of the true Earl of Shiring.
Well, Richard didn't wait.
They're coming.
Mother, we're being attacked.
Oh, get that knife out. Go stand by the door.
What's going on here? What's that bitch doing here?
Use knife.
She's trying to take everything.
Is she?
Throw knife.
Leave it.
Shut up, old man.
Stab him. Stab him. Hell yeah, baby!
Okay. Fuck.
You brought this on yourself.
Yeah, he did.
Bloody traitor! Someone get up here! Men!
They're a little busy.
You will pay. You will all pay for this.
I think they won't. I think probably they won't pay for this.
Really impressed that she could beat a guy with a full sword. With a dagger.
I think he's a badass.
Like, yeah. He's got a real range advantage, but he didn't use it. Yeah, he just didn't seem to think that she would actually stab him. Oh! You're gonna see the devil again.
I love it when we see the devil.
Ding dong.
Is he dead?
He is. William Hamley is dead.
What now?
Now we party.
We tell his men.
Stop! Stop fighting! Drop your weapons immediately!
Behold the banner of the new Earl of Shiring!
Yay!
We did it.
We got our cool fox.
Everyone, listen! Lord Hamley is dead! The castle now belongs to the former Earl's family again.
What? You're shitting us!
What's the king's wish?
Who killed him?
Oh yeah, I did it.
He died because he refused to hand over Earl's Castle peacefully.
He died by my hand.
And we have like 2 chapters left,
My
Elbeck.
name is Lady Aliena of Shiring. I'm the daughter of Bartholomew, the former Earl of these lands.
But I
I've been
mean, yeah,
tasked to
we're in
end
the
tyranny
end.
of William Hamley and restore
Obviously.
order to Shiring.
Our occupation of Shiring has been made unlawful. Every attack on us is sanctioned by the King of the English.
So what will happen to us then? I shall tell the king that William Hamley forced you to do his bidding. That
Yeah, they can
every
leave if they want.
atrocity done to the people of Shiring
I feel like we
was
should
his
tell them to
doing
help.
and his alone.
Yeah, they should probably help.
What? These bastards need to be hanged!
Yeah, the peasants are not going to be
You will
happy.
get your chance for redemption.
Restorative
by helping the
justice.
people of Shiring recover from your own cruelty. And by rebuilding their homes and tending to their
Yeah,
fields.
let's turn them into laborers.
You helped me greatly, but it is still me who is the rightful heir to
Oh, fuck off, Richard!
Swear the oath. You hesitated. I never
Oh my
Oh
forgot.
my-
Come on, you can be my deputy.
Fuck you!
Oh!
Decisions.
Stab Richard in the thankless fool! Thankless fool!
You thankless fool.
Let's talk about this later.
Sorry, I thought about it for a minute before swearing this
The
oath.
Earldom of Shiring belongs to its rightful heir.
The thankless fool.
Oh my god. SPM!
How many earls do I have to stab to get some respect around here?
King Henry II, by the council of all his barons, and for the fulfillment of the Treaty of Wallingford, has decreed that Shiring and each township shall return to the owners from before the former Lord King Stephen's times, within the term fixed for its sovereignty, those to be in succession by blood or former, blah blah blah. Therefore, is announced to be rolled an official ordeal of inauguration. Okay.
Send a messenger to Kingsbridge to let Prior Philip know that Shiring is finally free.
What is it? Why are they laughing?
It's not free, is it?
Send a messenger if you want. But there won't be much of a prior left when he arrives.
Ali, what's going on?
Uh-oh. Ah, fucking Richard.
God, I hate Richard.
I think we're gonna finish this game.
The Pope
Are you
believes
gonna
we should
finish this
either
game?
burn him or make him Bishop of Kingsbridge.
I have already taken matters into my own hands.
Promote him or kill him.
My men arrested him while Kingsbridge was left unguarded.
While his friends took Earl's Castle.
Yes.
At least in his death, William Hamley was of use to you.
Wow.
Okay.
Look at all these people. It seems like they're enjoying themselves.
They never change. You drooling dogs should be ashamed.
Shut up, you old hag.
Helen? I'm not feeling well.
I'll take care of you. You two go ahead. Hurry up.
Is your mother ill?
It's not that. This is where they hanged my father.
Since we're at the end, Tom, do you want to talk to Jonathan?
Hey John, Tom, we did the whole book.
The judges.
Although I guess he would be
Brother of
dead
Stephen,
at this point.
King of the English. The
Yeah.
Right Reverend Bishop Henry of Winchester. Her Highness, the Countess Lady Aliena of Shiring.
Oh, she's a countess now.
Presiding over the trial. The right Reverend Bishop of Shiring and Kingsbridge.
Oh, we'll let him off.
Wailerun by God.
We'll let him off.
Please. The church is not without fault.
Look at the fucking Christ on his outfit.
of God, to accuse one of our own. He wrote in his book that the church and the papacy are not necessary as intercessors between God and man. That God is in man. That all men are equal. And that each sinner is as close to our Lord as the Pope.
I love how outraged he sounds about this thing. It sounds like Joe.
We ask God
He wrote that all men are equal.
for his is the kingdom.
It's very much like leftists want
Yeah.
everyone to be able to live, even if they don't have a job. Yeah, cool.
And not yours. You stand accused of heresy. Philip of Gwynedd.
Why is Eliana part of this trial?
Not guilty.
Prior, respond to Bishop Wailerun.
I am not guilty.
Your teachings speak another language.
My teachings are not heretical.
They're just
I am
normal.
deeply saddened. It may come as a surprise to you, but we had hoped to make you Bishop of Kingsbridge. Why has it come to this, Philip?
I mean,
You made it come to this.
Yeah.
I supported
Published my
Philip in
book
his
like
early
years ago.
I demand that Philip be removed from his position of prior immediately.
No.
And that he remain in captivity until such time that Shiring and all of England have healed from the poisonous words he has dispersed.
No!
Shut up, Wailerun.
What?
Accuse
Oh
Wailerun.
yeah, fuck yes.
Accuse Wailerun.
You are accusing Philip because he has defied you.
I made him prior, and grateful he was not. But no, I accuse him because his teachings are false. And I intend to prove that Philip's decisions have been
Oh,
more
boy.
than misguided in the
Are we gonna
past.
have a whole trial?
Based on what we did. Oh boy.
Oh no, we're gonna have a
Shiring.
trial.
Father Remigius.
This is very silly.
I don't want a trial. A trial is boring.
Tell the court, Remigius, what you have told me.
For many years, I served as sub-prior of Kingsbridge. First for Prior James, then for the accused.
What was your first
Remigius, you hid Prior James in the basement.
I was impressed initially by how he handled the discussions in the chapter house.
What
You mean when he owned you?
Prior Philip
Yeah.
did not hesitate to give refuge to the people fleeing Earl's Castle in the winter that our king died.
Is that not a good deed? A true Christian act?
You do not know him as well as you think you do, Lady Aliena. Today, that will change.
The future master builder of our cathedral and his woman were among those taking refuge. They were living in sin. They were unmarried and fornicating.
My God.
Philip allowed them to stay.
Why
Come on, you must have come across peasants who weren't married yet.
Maybe because he himself was involved.
What? That's elite.
Wailerun, Philip has never fucked.
We were attacked.
I heard. It was terrible.
I tried to soothe the woman's pain by reading the scripture to her.
Oh, but
The
Philip
builders
lets
who
him give some medicine.
tried to put a spell on her with poisonous herbs.
And Philip intervened.
Yes. He pushed me aside and gave the woman poison.
Oh.
It was medicine. It made her feel better.
Medicine is fake.
It is worse than I thought.
It was no poison.
And then there was the day the Virgin Mary's statue arrived in Kingsbridge. I did not believe it was a miracle.
Doesn't, like, Bishop Henry believe it's a miracle?
Yeah. It is officially sanctioned, so I'm not sure where he's going to this.
Like, I feel like they've forgotten.
I hear many who were healed in Kingsbridge.
Well, see.
Well, I soon realized it was a true miracle.
What?
Philip did not.
What?
It's...
Philip!
Only after the money people donated at the Virgin Shrine.
What? That's how the
is
church
why I
works.
left.
That's not why you left.
I like Ramin just being like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot everyone believes in the miracle.
You have not told us about something very important.
Yes. Philip has fathered a child. A son. He raised him.
Is he gonna say it's Jonathan?
Jonathan is Philip's son.
Oh my god. This is gonna be
Oh my
really
God,
funny.
Kingsbridge, step forward.
This is preposterous.
Is it?
Is this true? Are you Philip's son? Answer the
I have
question,
no father.
Jonathan of Kingsbridge.
I have no father.
Everyone has a father.
That may be. But if Philip was my father, he would have told me.
How do you know he did not lie to you?
I met him. Philip would never lie.
To me?
Philip would never lie. He told me that I was found in the woods.
In the woods?
It does sound like a bad lie.
Or are you lying?
To be fair, it does sound like he was abandoned in the woods. Yeah, my brother found him.
You told the story
This
so
might
many times.
be...
Oh yeah, no, he was abandoned. Yeah, we shouldn't say it about our brother.
Yeah.
Abandoned in the woods. My brother found.
No, don't say that!
Your brother? The brother whose master you betrayed?
Yeah, that one.
What's
that brother? Yeah.
about?
Philip tried to involve me in a conspiracy against his
What do you
brother's
mean,
master,
tried to?
Earl Robert of
He
Gloucester,
successfully did.
and his ally, Earl Bartholomew, your father, Lady Aliena. Philip took in all those refugees years ago because he was to blame for their fate.
I mean, I felt like he would have either
was
way.
For yours.
Uh-huh.
You lost your father and your earldom.
I mean, that was the current
Lady
king who
Aliena
did that.
is the man
Like,
you are trying to protect.
forgive Philip.
I know that he is a troubled man. We've all had to make hard decisions. Decisions that seemed right at the time.
I think the first time she found out was from Regan Hamley.
I am thankful that I was forgiven when
But yeah,
I
she
made
does
mistake.
know.
Now I forgive him. Let us now return to the problem at hand. There
Yes,
is a
she
man
got
who
over it by
witnessed how
snapping
Jonathan
really
was found in the forest. A man who can shed light on who Jonathan's father really is.
My husband.
My husband.
Yep.
Step forward.
Sorry, Tom. I know you're still alive, but...
He is the master builder of Kingsbridge.
What are we going with at the moment?
Is he now?
Jack Builder?
Have you lost your courage?
No, I have not. You know well why it would be hard for me to face you. They call me Jack, after my father. My name is Jack Jackson.
Yes, we have met before.
How old were you when you allegedly saw Jonathan as a child in the woods?
12. But I know what I saw. Philip told the truth.
You were a child. And what were you doing there, in the woods?
Living with my mum, who lived there because of how you framed my father.
Prior Remigius is the most trustworthy witness we've seen today, and his statement was quite damning to Philip. The distant memories of an outlawed child cannot convince me otherwise.
Remigius's evidence is there's a child at the Priory. I reckon it's Philip's.
And yet, Lady Aliena is right. We do not know enough to judge him as harshly as you proposed, Bishop Waleran.
You are right, Bishop Henry. As I said, it is not up to
Yes,
us
Bishop
to judge
Henry.
this matter.
Yes, Bishop Waleran.
Bishop Waleran.
Philip of Gwynedd has
Yes,
pleaded
yes, I
innocent.
believe you are right, Bishop Henry. Yes, yes,
innocent
Bishop
is
Waleran.
he?
Very.
We ask God for his judgment. As Bishop of Kingsbridge and Shiring, I demand an ordeal by fire.
This is madness!
Yeah, read Philip's first book.
Judged at the stake. If he is innocent, God will save him from the
He wrote a
flames.
whole book about how that's
If he
fake.
is
It was
not,
very
then he
popular.
will burn as the heretic and sinner God has declared him to be.
Well, time to fake a miracle. Yeah, does Tom want to come forward and make a confession?
Yeah, Tom's right there. Tom could be like, yeah, that's my kid.
Like,
I saw the
Tom is
child,
standing
and Francis.
right next to Jonathan.
I was
It's
there.
wild that no one...
Philip is not the child's father. He is a fool, but he is a good man.
Then, who is the father?
the camera. There we go.
There we go.
Jonathan's like, what?
Excuse me?
This woman is a witch and an outlaw, living in sin with a thief. He was hanged in Shiring 30 years ago.
He was not a thief. He was a good man. You've murdered him, Waleran, by God.
What is this nonsense?
He was a thief. He stole a golden chalice and melted it down and
Oh, this golden chalice?
This golden chalice?
Eucharist.
I feel like this trial is just going...
Funny you should mention it.
This trial is going so far afield from what it's actually about.
Caught him red-handed.
Like, none of this is relevant.
No, yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, we've got the chalice.
Is that the chalice? You said it was melted down and sold.
Fall not for their lies. That could be any chalice. This does not.
Maybe it wasn't melted down. Maybe he passed it to his wife, who passed it to his son.
None of your shit proves anything either.
We believe Prior James hid it because he felt guilty for falsely accusing Jack's father.
What proof do you have?
The chalice.
The night the cathedral burned down, I was there. I saw him.
Oh, you were at the cathedral that burned down, were you, Jack?
No,
interesting.
He did not.
Bishop Henry, he speaks the truth.
Remigius is leaving.
Oh, Remigius is off because Remigius is the one who hid James.
Produce a witness who can prove your accusations against Bishop Waleran.
What accusations have we made against Bishop Waleran? That he...
That he's wrong?
Yeah, that he was wrong about this guy?
I will make sure you are tried for defamation. Philip of Gwynedd, you will
This
stay
is wild.
under
None of this makes any fucking
arrest. The trial
sense.
recommences at
This
sunset.
is so good.
This is dumb.
It's just so much.
None of this None of this.
No.
We need a witness.
What are you doing there?
I've seen you draw up plans for a cathedral. Maybe we can do something similar to find our witness.
What?
What do you mean? We know who would be a
What?
witness.
Your father.
He looks just like you.
My grandmother
What?
said he did.
And Bishop Waleran. What are the connections?
What?
Maybe.
What is happening?
So funny.
What is happening?
Like, if we need someone who's a witness who knew that prior James...
Remigius.
Yeah, it's Remigius!
Let's go talk to Remigius.
Oh, okay.
I guess we gotta... We gotta draw a connection between
Bishop
them?
Waleran is at the center of all this. Jack's father. If he was still with us, he could be our witness.
Maybe he still can.
Do we like draw do we draw a line between them?
Yeah. What?
What?
Oh, okay, yeah,
Oh,
now I can...
Mother says Waleran was behind my father's death.
And she said he wasn't alone. There were 3 men responsible for your father's death. Bishop Waleran.
We
Percy
realised
Hamlin.
that a lot of the plot
Back
points
then, he was
aren't
the sheriff
quite
of
clear
Shire.
enough. So we're
And
going to
Prior
explain it
James
all.
of Kingsbridge.
I like that the drawings are bad because Jonathan's doing them.
Yeah.
If they were all there, then they were all witnesses.
And only Waleran's still alive.
Hardly a coincidence.
I mean...
Why would these 3 men work together to falsely accuse your father?
Maybe
was on the
one
white
of them was
ship.
tricked.
No one survived that night. No one lived to tell the story.
Yes,
Except
he was the sole
Jack's
survivor.
father.
And then they killed him. But why?
Because they sunk the ship.
Also, like, okay, so Waleran did kill Percy Hamley and tried to kill Regan. Like, we know that. He didn't
Percy
try to
Hamley-
kill Prior James. Like,
Maybe
Prior-
he didn't. That's where James was hiding.
I guess maybe he tried to kill Prior James.
We should drag Percy Hamley onto the ship.
William Hamley's father?
No?
I didn't
And what
click
about
it.
the ship?
Oh.
Why would Waleran, Percy, and James be concerned about the white ship?
The son and heir of King Henry was on board. So were other possible heirs and other members of the royal household. I heard that Stephen was supposed to be on the ship as well, but became ill. He was the only male heir. The only threats were the king's daughter Maud and her half-brother Earl Robert, and they've been at war ever since.
And your father, Earl Bartholomew. He was a threat.
How?
He tried to stop
What?
Stephen and paid for that with his life. Maybe my father saw something on the white ship. Proof that Stephen was involved.
What about the king?
What's he got to do with...
If the white ship is involved, then it's likely that Waleran was told by King Stephen to murder your father.
But he was not king back then. Why would Waleran listen to him?
He was promised to become bishop.
Of course.
Remember, Bishop Henry is Stephen's brother, and back then he was already one of the most influential clerics in all of England.
But
This
if
is
Bishop
very-
Henry is in on all this, what chance do we have to turn this trial around?
It is a public trial. All we want is
Gotta
for
put
Philip
the
to go
mystery
free.
together.
We find a witness to expose Waleran.
What's,
Henry would have to play along to appear innocent.
Where's Waleran's servant? We need to go find
Sure,
him.
That's a good idea.
It's our best shot.
Thomas?
Timothy, I think.
Timothy. No, he hates us.
Well, he hates Philip.
Yeah. What's James got to do with it all?
I don't know.
Now, what about Prior James?
very funny that they
What about
just
Prior
like
James
were like,
and
oh,
Wayne?
I guess we should work out what's going
Wayland
on,
was not
and
yet
it's just
bishop when the hanging took
like
place.
5 minutes of them standing here
archdeacon.
talking about it was all
Philip
it took
told
for
me.
them to unravel the mystery.
But James still had to do what Waylerin told him to?
I think that's very likely.
Do you think Stephen would have approached Percy directly?
Because of the white ship. To help him cover up his tracks.
I don't think so. I think it's more likely that Waylerin contacted Percy. Just like he did when he wanted Percy to arrest my father. Percy Hamley was poisoned,
One less witness that knew about Waylerin.
and Waylerin probably wanted William to become Earl. He was easier to control than his father.
Sure.
What about Regan Hamley? She survived.
She was taken to her townhouse in Winchester, and in her condition, she might not be able to help at all.
If Stephen was responsible for the sinking of the White Ship, then he may have wanted the only witness of what really happened.
Yeah, we worked that
to
bit out
disappear.
already, Jack.
He wouldn't have done it himself, of course.
No. My father wanted to go to England. He was the only one who made it when the White Ship
But
sank.
why was he on the white ship?
Just happened to get on it, I guess. Don't worry about it too
I
much.
mean, it was a
Fine.
ship of a
It's
bunch
fine.
of nobles and shit. He had to have been somebody.
Father stole the chalice, melted it, and sold it.
Soldiers.
But we know that's not true.
As we found it, Philip recognized the chalice.
But Bishop Henry wants a witness. The chalice isn't enough.
But it's an important lead for us.
Who else knows about the chalice?
I think we're getting closer.
If at
Philip
the end of
said
all
that
this it
Prior
turns out
James was an honest
we
man.
just need to talk to Remedius,
So
I'm gonna
perhaps Wayland
scream.
forced him to falsely accuse your father.
If only someone else was there at the
Maybe.
time that our father was falsely
That might
accused.
explain why James was guilt-ridden. The monks
If
still
only
tell
someone
the
had
stories
directly
about how
told
James
us that
thought
he
the devil
remembered
was
a-
after him.
Yeah, I guess, like, who else knows about Prior James and the
James
chalice?
claimed that your father had stolen the
Hey,
chalice and
Willow.
sold it. But instead,
Oh,
James
baby.
himself hid it in Kingsbridge, in the crypt.
We found his scourge in a bed down there.
That secret chamber is important.
Ooh.
Okay,
We're
Secret Chamber and James.
Everyone thought Prior James was dead. That he broke into the ice.
Willow,
And now we know he was hidden away.
leave the door alone. Willow.
Why did his monks believe he was dead?
Sub-Prior Remigius told everyone he had found James Rosary by the river.
We're gonna, it's
So
gonna
everyone
be
thought
just
the
talk to
body was the way.
Remigius.
They buried an empty casket.
But how is Remigius involved?
How
Can't
is
get pets for
Remigius?
Willow.
involved?
Okay,
Remigius was
let
there
me
when
go get
Wayland
Willow.
made Philip Prior.
Don't do any
Wayland
plot.
and Remigius knew each other.
That explains why Waylerin later made Remigius Prior of Shiring.
And Remigius recognized my mother when we arrived in Kingsbridge. He must have been there at the time my father was arrested. I think
Hey, Willow.
Remigius knows all about this.
Stay here,
Is
stay
it
here,
possible
stay here.
that Waylerin told
Good girl.
Remigius to make Prior James disappear when James
Willow, do
began
you
to
have
talk
anything to
about what
say?
he'd done?
When James started talking to the devil.
What do you think,
For
Willow?
some
Have you
reason,
got any opinions
Remigius
on
hid
the
him
weird
away.
writing in this?
But Waylerin never knew. Yes,
Anything to say?
that explains why he really didn't believe you. When you said you had seen James in the fire.
Where James died after all. And Remigius thought no one knew.
What do you think about Whaler and Willow?
We have to find Remigius.
She's headbutting a notebook.
He's our witness.
Let's hurry. It's getting dark already. The trial will continue soon.
People know you two. You shouldn't walk around shiring like that.
Did you hear the purring?
He's right.
Also, I hope they're about to put on their
I'll go look for
outfits.
him.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Jack and there he's like, you can't go around looking like that. People know what you look like, and they're like, well, we got masks.
We will talk later.
We got some.
About what was said today. About
Is
Tom.
it still picking up the purring?
No.
Oh, I think it was literally just when she was rubbing.
Yeah.
Remigius. Now where are
Oh,
She literally,
Jonathan.
like, put her throat where the purr comes from directly on the microphone to make sure you could hear it. Oh, baby. She's being so good. She's all curled up on my lap.
It's unfortunate that the actual the result of the mystery is not very good, because like I think the mechanics of it are fine, and I think the idea of
it's fine
putting all this
mechanically, it just,
information
like,
together is cool.
It took all that time to work out something that
We
said
already knew.
immediately.
Yeah. It's funny to me to like look at. I was like, has there been was there any Telltale game that did this? Because I didn't play most of the Telltale games, but that was like, you have a game where it's like, oh, we're gonna accumulate choices over the course of the game. What is a good way to do a climax of that? Is to have a trial where they evaluate you on the basis of your choices.
Like, oh, here's the choice you made.
Yeah.
That's
like,
good.
It's sort of like such a straightforward, like, oh, that's what we could do. I would be surprised if...
Here's a list of the things you did.
No one may approach the pyre.
What's the pyre for?
Bishop Henry's orders.
All right.
It's for burning.
Oh, they're burning Philip. Right. I forgot.
It's the Philip burning pyre.
No comparison to our cathedral.
There's no pointy arches
Alfred's,
in this one.
Alfred's cathedral's not cool.
Everyone
final episode of Seinfeld, yeah. The Wolf Among Us has this trial. That makes sense, because I was thinking about that, because that is a detective. You're an actual detective, right?
I liked The Wolf Among Us, alright. Yeah,
I
you're
did
like
not
a weird
play it.
werewolf detective.
Yeah. It's also an
I
adaptation.
think I like the art in The Wolf. Large house.
Ooh, let's go check out the large house, though. Even though there's no one there.
Maybe Remigius is in it.
No one's at the large house.
Maybe Remigius is in the large crowd of people. Oh, maybe he's at the Bishop Palace. Where is Remigius? Remigius, where are you? Where is Remigius? Where did you... Ow, Willow!
Do you want to go in, Father?
No, not yet. Thank you.
Are you not with Prior Philip?
Yes, I am.
I pray they'll set him free.
He's a good man.
He is a heretic!
You're fools! Look at yourselves! Who are you to judge a man who has never hurt anyone?
Philip's definitely hurt people at some... Like...
Indirectly.
Yeah, like...
Oh, there he was. I saw him.
The whole point of he who is sin cast the first stone is that nobody is without sin, which includes Prior Philip.
We just saw him go into here.
Remigius?
Was the large house.
I don't think
Like, Jesus' whole thing was people make mistakes. Give them...
Yep.
Wait. Was that him?
Yeah, probably.
That bit. Yeah, that is a... Oh.
There he goes!
I mean, Fate of Atlantis has better puzzles, but this is not really a puzzle game, so it's fine. I was thinking about Fate of Atlantis too, and the scene with the dark room in the crypt, because Fate of Atlantis has multiple very funny scenes in the dark, with the way it changes interactions.
You had one job!
Oh God, Timothy, you're really dedicated now.
Very. Displeased. No!
Timothy was a lot more hesitant about murdering people in the past, but because it's been a long time.
Yeah, we haven't seen Timothy for decades.
Yeah.
Jonathan, you should go... Uh-oh.
I don't know what this is.
He's like blocked it off.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, Remigius. We're gonna punch our way through this wood.
Timothy, there's
It
literally an eyewitness
extremely
to
does
you
concern-
committing murder.
It extremely does concern us.
No one.
Oh, back!
Don't bye! Somebody finally got shoved off a ledge.
A man fell like 2 feet down and it catapulted another man fully out of the window.
We'll tell everyone.
Accidental self-defenestration.
Do you have a witness?
Yeah!
Father
We got a pretty good one.
Where is Timothy?
Not a good start, Waylerin.
It's true. Bishop Waylerin wanted the jongleur Jacques Cherbourg dead. He ordered our Prior James to frame him. And so he did.
This is a lie.
Is it?
James lost his mind because of what he did for you. He was about to tell everyone the truth. And then you ordered me to kill him.
So he hid him in the basement.
Let him speak.
I couldn't do it. I hid him, but he died in the fire. Jack saw him. It was him. I found the bones after the fire, and I buried them.
So Prior James is actually in Prior James's grave now.
You really should.
Why would I?
You should stop this for your own sake.
Ooh!
You knew about all this.
Why would I care if that jongleur lived or died?
Your brother cared. The jongleur survived the sinking of the White Ship. He saw how your brother's men killed the king's family.
I love
so
that at the slightest hint that he's gonna get in trouble, Wayleron's like, well, I'm fucking taking you down then. Instead of like, maybe if I keep my mouth shut, Bishop Henry will try and find a way to help me out.
Yeah, he's just like, no, I see what Henry's gonna do. He's just gonna leave me to the wolves.
That's the truth. Right there.
Wayleron's like, fuck this. Oh.
Wayleron is a liar.
What?
What?
Regan Hamley.
Henry got Regan Hamley to show up for him? Just in case?
I have waited long enough for this day.
What's
It is
Regan got
time
to say?
I raise my voice.
Hey, Regan, what's up?
Ellen. She spoke the truth.
Yeah, we
Three
got
men
that.
were responsible for the death of the jongleur. James, the prior of Kingsbridge. The sheriff. My husband, Darcy Hamley.
I'm really hungry,
But
all
it was
back.
Wayleron who was behind it. And only Wayleron.
No!
He had heard rumors about the White Ship, about our king.
Oh, so
He
Wayleron
had
just like
hoped to
fucking went
win
for it because he
That's
thought it was
wild.
hanging an innocent man.
But it was not just me. They all knew.
Take him away.
Nope,
I don't know that I believe this.
Shut up, Wayleron. Off you go. Goodbye.
I don't think I believe this, but
This is for taking my husband's life.
I believe it in that the logic of these stories is very often one person going rogue and being
yeah,
a bad actor.
it just makes just as much sense to me that Henry's just like had this in his back pocket.
Must
Yeah.
learn his lesson.
Cause like, why is she here?
Agree. This trial
They
is
said
not
she
over.
could barely get out of bed.
Philip pleaded not guilty, but he challenged the teachings and the authority of the church. The ordeal of fire
Oh,
will
God.
take place. To show that the church is not above God. To show that my brother, the King of the English, is not above God. Not
What?
we, but God shall judge this man.
This is madness!
No! He can't do this!
Philip!
Hey Jack, do you know how to make fake flames?
You cannot do this!
This is now a matter of the church, Lady Aliena.
It's been a matter of church the whole time. I don't know why she's been here.
My brother, the king, and I accept.
Oh my god, is Philip just getting burned? If we'd said guilty.
We were fools and sinners, even if we did not know. I pray that our Lord will save.
I feel
Philip
like
from these
sometimes this
flames.
game asks us to
For
make
his
decisions
salvation
that we
shall
don't
be
understand the
salvation
implications
for
of,
us.
but the person making the
Yeah.
decision would understand the
Yes.
implications of. And like, instead of us having to decide suddenly between
Yeah.
guilty or
Especially
not
there
guilty,
was a time limit on that,
we
yeah.
could get some like internal narration from Philip about like, if I say guilty, then this will happen, but if
Yeah.
I say not guilty, then this will happen.
Fuck.
Well, I guess Philip died.
Okay.
I guess maybe if we had...
That's frustrating. I mean, I think it's also reasonable to assume that we could have made an argument for why it wasn't heretical or something, but like, it was like, no.
It's like, no, he's heresy, well, time to burn him. No, you don't get any more attempts at intervening.
Yeah. Because the thing they said, like, way back when we talked about Trials of Our Ordeal with Philip's book, was he was like, the church would rig them. That is he's like, he talks about, that's like, there are fake miracles where people, I mean, maybe this is going to be our epilogue, but, you know, they're like, yeah, there would be rigged things. And I was like, and then we had the fake miracle. Aha! It's like, come on, Jack, come up with a fake miracle to.
The reason for burning Philip was that he wrote a heretical book, basically.
Yeah, I mean, Philip wrote a book saying that people did not need priests as intermediaries to talk to God, which is, you know, one of the main points of one of the main arguments of Protestantism that breaks with Catholicism later. The witness thing. Yeah, I mean, their hope was like, we will prove, because Waylerin is officially the one accusing Philip, that if we can prove Waylerin is bad, that will
Discredit him?
It'll basically like, yeah, like falsify, or like, you know, like, oh, trial's off now, and then it's like, no, that doesn't actually matter. Like,
yeah, the whole logic of that trial was
it was
wild.
nonsense.
None of it made any sense.
Like, also, it's a church trial, because this is during the period where you have like two completely separate court systems. You have church court, and the noble court, and like Aliana would not be involved in the church court. Yeah, well, it could be. I mean, like. The Earl would have a court system, and then you could appeal to the king, like, above the Earl and such. But yeah, the church courts are separate.
Like court-martial. Court-martial. Court-church.
Ah, Philip.
It is so good to see you, Jonathan.
Tell me.
God, the number of time
how are
jumps
things
in
at St.
this.
John in the Forest?
Francis is well.
That is wonderful.
Yes, he
Is this
enjoys
heaven?
the life there. You look worried, Jonathan.
Why is Jonathan in heaven?
You have a visitor.
Well, eventually he's gonna die.
Is that not a good thing, Jonathan?
Hey, when you go to heaven,
is just
do you think
it.
you
I
look
wasn't
the
sure
age
if you
that you
wanted
are
to
when
see
you
me.
die?
I was gonna give an answer to that, and then I will not. But
I thought about answering you, and I see actually. It's Remigius.
It has been a long time.
Ah.
It's Wailerin.
Wailerin!
It has.
Hanging out with my bud who tried to get me burned at the stake. No biggie.
Know what?
The truth is, I never saw God. Or the devil. Have you?
Yes.
Oh Lord,
Yeah, I saw the
deliver
devil
us
on the
from evil.
battlefield.
Our Father, who art in heaven,
My God,
hallowed be
there
thy
must
name.
be something we can
Thy
do.
kingdom come,
Stop this
thy will be done on earth as it is
Are
in
you
heaven.
blind? Do you not know that a fire will burn any man, no matter who he is?
Why are you doing this?
After Waelren's words, there is doubt in their hearts about my motives, about my brothers. No words can erase that doubt, but God can. Our Lord is a cleansing fire.
Henry rigged it.
He's still alive.
That makes more sense.
Miracle. He is a man. God is here.
What's the fucking cackle?
It's Philip. I think.
How is this possible?
I think Philip is laughing because he's realizing what's happening.
Yeah.
That Henry is rigged it to save him.
Come.
To save his own reputation.
My God.
No, but that's what they see. That's what they believe.
Wait, so Philip was just like...
It's dousing the flames. It's a trick.
To them,
He was
it's
just
a
surrounded by
miracle.
water with closer to him than the flames.
I have no idea
His book will be destroyed.
what the actual mechanics
If you or your
are.
friends ever mention the White Ship again, I promise you will take Prior Philip's place.
Wow.
And God will not be as forgiving.
Their faith in you and your church is restored. I say it was worth sparing that monk's life.
Wild.
Okay, so yes, Regan was lying. Good.
Promise me that Wailerin will suffer.
Wow.
Well, that's a jump. Yeah.
20 years later.
Philip?
Oh, that's now.
Yes?
Did you see God? Did he save you that night?
No.
We can tell him.
No, we can't.
How does he not figure that out?
Don't answer him. We don't want to talk to fucking Wailerin. I don't want to tell fucking Wailerin, am I?
Wailerin needed to find him himself. So I did not tell him.
Look at this cathedral.
Cool cathedral is so pointy.
Yeah.
Philip is back.
Philip!
Philip! We're glad you're back.
Did you walk all the way again?
Oh, look at Big Tommy.
Old
Big
fool.
Tommy!
Ellen stayed in Kingsbridge, together with Tom. I thought I had lost God, that he did not watch over us.
Yes.
But now I see him every day. He is in the good we do, in how we show our love.
When this scene started, I really hoped it was going to somehow show us not giving the suit to Alfred.
His hands had become rough, his hair grey.
Call that grey.
But his eyes still burned bright, like hot coals.
You know, like hot blue coals.
It's good to see you.
Aliena's gaze could be as stern as her father's had been. But her heart and wit made her a leader people did not follow out of fear, but out of respect and loyalty.
Jonathan told us you had a visitor.
Just an old friend.
Just an old friend who tried
That-
to murder us
yeah.
all.
I don't know that I would call him that.
More like his father, Tom. As Prior of Kingsbridge, he is also a builder of sorts.
What?
I use mostly warm colours. What good are the large windows?
Did they make
if it
Philip a
feels
bishop
cold?
then?
Sally is as stubborn and as
No, I
gifted
think he
as
went
her
back to
parents.
being prior of
It
his
is
old
her
place.
stained
Oh,
glass
that's right, they said
windows
that,
the light
yeah.
is falling through. She has children of her own now.
And I'd like to show you the plans for the new cloister.
Tommy will be the next master builder, and is as silent as his grandfather was. Once I heard him admonish his father to be more serious at work. Jack only smiled. He knew Tommy was right. Martha stayed in Kingsbridge as well. She was always there for every one of us.
I don't find this way of ending a story satisfying.
I don't know.
Just a
Why
list
don't you
of
ask him yourself?
what happened to everyone.
Is the church done now?
I don't mind it if there's interesting answers sometimes.
Not in my lifetime.
But
Not in
this
yours.
is just all normal.
This is just everyone's
Remember
having
us
a
for
nice
what we
time.
Yeah, it's just
It all
exactly
works
what
out
you would
for the best.
expect.
And maybe for what we tried to be. And when you turn your eyes to our cathedral, maybe you will see
Hey, all back. Phil's fine.
yourself.
Philip got saved by a fake miracle.
By politics.
Bishop Henry said he'd kill us all if anyone, like, talked about the white ship again. And we were all like, yeah, that seems fine, I guess. Moving on. You have finished playing the Pillars of the Earth.
That's it.
That's it. That was the one choice we had. Great.
Credits. We'll actually watch the credits this time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great. Paul and King Stephen. Agnes and Reagan. I like the ones where there's two voices.
Yeah, Jack was third billing. That's interesting.
Ken Follett as the Cantor.
Yes, Diamond, I think that's true. Especially, yeah, that ending, I don't think. I mean, Tom can be dead. I don't know what else could really change there.
Yeah, it seems like the broad sweep of the story stays the same no matter what you do. And, like, minor things about people, about, like, here's the thing that happened in my life that didn't change it much either way.
I don't really have any interest in reading the book. However, I do think I would like to watch the miniseries. I think we can, and I think it'd be cool to do that on the Discord. Set that up.
I'd watch the miniseries.
It's got a good cast.
And then we can watch all of the Rise of Phoenix.
I think it's an actual miniseries, so I don't think it's very long. I don't remember though. Yeah,
The Rise of Phoenix is a miniseries. It's only
How many episodes is that?
70.
70. Yeah, miniseries. Yeah. Yep.
Mini. There's so much plotting that goes on in that. Me and AJ have been watching it, and like we're planning on watching it again immediately, because like half of the time we work out basically what's going on, like as a plot finishes, and then like for the 3 episodes preceding that, we're like, what are any of these people doing? Because everyone just like drops vague hints, and they'll like look at each other meaningfully for 10 seconds, and then be like, you know what your orders are, and they're like, yes, I understand, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we had, I think the ending, or like the last act, kind of stumbles a little bit in places.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ending's fine.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just like little things. And I mean, we talked about them throughout. I guess they happen throughout. There are little things that are kind of annoying or frustrating, but I think it's a really good like the story's really well told through this medium. I think it worked well in terms of how it works as a game and stuff. And it seems like based on the the little bits that Elvac has said about just from the book that they made some good choices about adaptation. I'm like, I do not need any more of William Hamley being awful. Like, it was completely well established.
I feel like also, like, adapting a book to a game where you can make choices is very difficult.
Yeah,
and I feel like they did pretty good at like making a lot of the choices feel meaningful, even though they obviously like can't actually change the like direction of the plot very much.
Yeah. I think even if you are not adhering to a book, it's just really hard to write a plot that way.
Yeah.
Like the thing with Tom reminds me a lot of is in Deus Ex. You have your brother Paul, who normally dies like less than a third of the way through the game, and then has multiple. If you can save him, and there are multiple times when he can die after that, and you can save him again, and then like for like the back half of the game, it's like, well, he's alive, but like he could be dead, and so he can have no bearing on the plot. Like he's just around, and it's like, yeah, he's great, he's alive. But like, what are you gonna do? You can't like make him integral into the plot. Yeah,
you have to do two completely different plots.
Right. So that's like it's like, oh well, you saved Tom, and your reward is Tom gets to be in these scenes.
Yeah. So I guess Tom goes to live in the woods at the end. Because like, what the fuck else are we gonna do about Tom?
Yeah. Yeah, narrative design is the hardest thing. It seems like, it seems like it seems very hard. It also seems like, a thing where if there was more focus on it and people spend as much time on it as they do on
the rest of
other things, like as an industry, not an individual game, but like there's just so much collective like experimentation and refinement.
If there's as much focus on narrative there is.
Yeah. Like building the technology of narrative, and the techniques and how to do it in this sort of medium. Like you would have I think we just have so much better things, and we just don't. And it's like that sucks, but oh well.
The team wishes to thank Ken Follett.
Mm-hmm.
We had to put that there so he would. Lucas wants to thank Mama and Papa. That's nice.
Somebody thanked their mom and their roommate, which is very funny. Like, is this a college student? Like, I mean, no, there's absolutely people, regular adults that applies to, but it's very funny, like, that's your,
Maybe their roommate had to hear a lot of complaining about crunch.
Yeah, I mean, if Emily Short had tens of millions of dollars and had many, many, many people doing more of that stuff, that'd be great.
Lee Alexander says some interesting things about like narrative design and stuff on Twitter sometimes.
Yeah. The difference between generalizable solutions and something that works for a project. Absolutely. But I think there's a lot of, like the stuff, how do you generalize that stuff?
Yeah, like if you want to make like a shooter or like a specific kind of game, there's a lot of like pre-existing stuff ready for you. There's like a lot of, there's a framework for certain kinds of games that reduces the amount of other work that you have to do for it.
Yeah, I think like, we don't know what would be very good. We don't know a lot of what would be reusable or generalizable because there just hasn't been enough work in it. Like, you have to do a certain amount of them to actually even begin to see, like, the contours of patterns and stuff. But yeah, PM, I think that's the much bigger issue, is flexible narrative design runs contrary to the priorities of development. I mean, I think, yeah, any development, but like specifically, yeah, the way that, you know, the thing we talked about on this stream before is that obviously like AAA focus on graphical like detail is because it costs money, and the thing that like a big company has that they can depend on is having more money. And so
and
if you
it's
frame
it's very to demonstrate that your game has more graphical detail than another game.
Yeah,
You can show
that is
two
a thing you can
screenshots-
control.
You can show two screenshots next to each other and be like, look, there is more detail.
You can't guarantee that your game is going to be better written or better designed than another game, but like a thing you can do if you are a big company is to have more money. I mean, that is the thing you will do. And so if you frame marketing, like drive, you know, what factors are considered for quality through the things that cost money, then you are going to, you know, drive people towards your games. So... But yeah, obviously, I mean, there's a general problem with like any kind of the difficulty of like branching narrative is that you generate content that people won't see, and how do you manage creating, you know, more content for a comparable experience of like the line through which people see a series, you know, they see A, B, and C, but there's actually like 9 different things. You've only spent a third of the time on A, B, and C compared to a game where everybody sees A, B, and C because A, B, and C are the only things that exist. Yeah,
I think
that's obviously just an issue.
Building on like, you know, AI dungeon.
Oh boy.
Like, I like the idea of like a combination of like some amount of like AI driven logic behind like characters, combined with like a more directed version of that could be interesting.
Yeah, I think like procedural narrative, like algorithmic stuff, is a thing that people could go down, and that there will probably be a lot more development in. I think that's kind of like almost an entirely different thing. Like it feels so wildly like that's building systems, really, right? Like that's what, but I think that is also like that is a thing that is in some ways more solvable or closer to being like developed. But yeah, it'd be I mean I'd be interested to see that stuff.
Yeah, like you can build like, I think like around the idea of like branching narratives, definitely like a direction you could go in with building a sort of narrative system where you've got like prerequisites for characters to do certain things. And it's like if two things did happen and this one thing didn't happen, then this character do this thing. And I could see someone developing like a cool framework for building narrative games around us more procedural, logical.
Yeah, I mean, I think like because there are like, you know, IF engines, and there's stuff for like visual novels, and there's like obviously Twine exists, and Inkle Ink, the whatever, yeah, their engine exists. I think there's engines for it. I think it is a lot of like the practice of how that works, because there's there's been a lot.
I want engine with predicate logic like built in as a key concept is what I want.
The constraint is design, not the inability to make a ton of stuff. Yeah, yeah. It's hard to make it all connect. I feel like, and manage all the different. Because I think you end up with a lot of, or it's very easy to end up with a lot of things where like things don't end up matching up, and how do you?
Predicate logic.
Yeah, Hades is a good example of like a way to do, that kind of thing. Of like an interesting exploration of what you can do with narrative without actually doing like branching narrative in this traditional way. But having a ton of narrative content that is driven by like what you see what you're interested in. That's an interesting example. Again, I think there's a lot of different space that and sort of different things people could do with that stuff, with all of these options of how to handle narrative, and we just don't have that many examples of it,
Yeah, like we've
compared
got so
to
many like subgenres of how shooters can work.
Right,
for
exactly.
Example.
Yeah.
Yeah, video games are pretty interesting.
Video games are interesting. Special thanks to Ken Follett. Do you think Ken Follett played this game?
I hope so. If someone made an entire video game book I'd read, I'd check it out.
I think so too. I would agree, but I don't know.
He's not like that famous an author that there's been a lot.
Right.
There's been like.
I'm pretty sure this is the only one.
Of adaptations of his stuff.
I'm pretty sure this is the only video game, I would assume. I don't know what else he's written, but I don't know. Maybe just like video games.
I feel like I'd have to have so many adaptations of something I had done be made before like my interest in at least checking them out wore off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good game. I don't know what we're gonna do next week, but we'll figure it out.
Oh god, yeah. Maybe it's my turn to choose, because I made you choose this one.
I did, that's true. So
I refuse to make any suggestions or input on what we should play.
Yeah, so I just said, hey, what about this? And Darcy said, okay.
Yeah, it was a good choice.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be back next Saturday with something.
With a video game.
Maybe Darcy will be playing.
I'm gonna confidently say that.
I will also be back tonight. In a few hours. Playing Stellaris with Fiona and Mary. And I will be back tomorrow night with where we're starting a new game. We're back to Command & Conquer. We're playing Renegade, which is...
No, Paragon.
Renegade is the Command & Conquer FPS. It's a bad game.
That sounds great.
It's kind of... I think it might be interesting, but it is bad.
Do you play FPSs?
Yeah, I've played lots of FPS.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah. Half-Life's a good game.
I still haven't played Half-Life.
Oh, if you're interested in FPSs and video game history.
I got too scared.
It's a big thing. Otherwise, you don't have to care about it. You can see the rest of the streams that are upcoming on the Twitch schedule. You can follow the channel for notifications when it goes live. You can sub to the channel for emotes of the cats, which will probably be on stream tonight, or not on stream today. You can join the Discord, which I don't have the bot working right now, but it's right there. Oh, you're just too late.
No, I did it before you.
Oh, okay. It came after
it showed up
on mine.
as before me in my
That's
one.
Good. That's probably.
I should play Alien Isolation. Oh, is that the horror?
Oh
That was
my
free on
God.
Epic Game, right?
I don't know. I played all of Alien Isolation on stream.
I think I got that for free off of Epic.
Thing about Alien Isolation is it's kind of really long. But it is a good game, and also you will scream.
I was gonna play it with a friend, and then we both forgot.
Well.
Well.
Yeah. Thank you, Darcy, for playing this game with me, and thanks everyone for hanging out in chat or watching. It was a lot of fun for us. We hope it's fun for you. We hope you join us again in the future. Goodbye.
Goodbye.